Alright, welcome back everybody. Simtrax Broadcasting and the Coast2Coast Racing Network joining you live here on Tuesday night for the Gambler Motorsports Topside Tuesday. It's going to be a great race. I definitely expect to see here tonight. What I'm interested to see is who all can survive this long night that is going to be. So far, so good out here on the track. We're taking a peek at the Wingless 360s. Will actually be our Wingless Warrior division starting off tonight here at Port Royal Speedway. Let's go ahead and get straight to that Tim Chapman pre-race as what we are always taking a look at. No problem right now. Port Royal Speedway is where we're at. Half a mile is what we've got on the schedule to make it happen. Track temperature about 64 degrees. Humidity about 43, so it should go ahead and slick up pretty quick out there so far. Air temperature is around about 78, so no harm, no foul. Take a little look at what we've got coming up here so far. The 410 will be at Lanier, 30 laps there as well, and actually, we're going to be with the trucks at Talladega Super Speedway. I'm excited about that, but right now, I think I've got about 11 or 12 guys out there on the track right now. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us here tonight. Let's go ahead and get right to that qualify session, see what they can lay down here on the track. We'll get to our standings here in just a little bit. But first, I really want to see how these guys get around here and what kind of times they can go ahead and lay down. Let's go ahead and get that right onto the screen as we're taking a look here at Bob DeGood in the number 7. Rotate over here to Brandon Dittmer in the 83 car. Yeah, definitely. I seem to talk to every single one of these drivers out here so far. And these wingless 360s, they say it's the same 360 car, but taking that wing off, definitely, you see what it does to Brandon Dittmer here as he goes ahead and loops it right on around. That was an amazing flip there by him. But that will not count on his last lap there. So 1846 is where he is going to place. But back to pit road he goes. Patrick Spangler in the second position. Seems to be having a little trouble there on the inside wall. Terry Landis. Haven't seen Terry here in a while. So hopefully in the 161 he'll go ahead and wrap his way around the rest of the track. See how we get going. Right now Landis sitting in that third position. See if he's got anything for it here. Yeah, Terry Landis really throwing it into the turn, looking good. Left front tire comes up just a little bit. See if he lays down a time any faster than what he did before. Looks like about an 1867 on that last lap, so he will stay where he was. Steven Spies already slid into that third position. Should have been our, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, our winner last week. In the midgets, Steven Spies, Jack Hitt, and Patrick Spangler were 1, 2, 3 last week in the midget race. So, very fast. I'm interested to see if Spies can go ahead and get it done. Jack Hitt actually qualified here in 9th, so he's going to have a tall hill to climb. But a lot of these guys can go ahead and turn it around here via the heats. And that may be just the way that they're going to do it. Alrighty, and I think our qualify session is coming to an end here, and that should do it. Let's go ahead and get to our first heat, of course. See if we can get these guys out on the track. Yes, they are. There we go. Excellent, excellent. There they are. So, Randy Shreves, Jeff Barker are going to be taking this off here from the start of this one. Steven Spies will be coming in 3rd. Brandon Dittmer starting 4th. Jack Hitt 5th. And Bob DeGood 6th. Definitely expect to see Jack Hitt slide somewhere probably at 2nd, 3rd area in this one. But he's got Spies and Dittmer in front of him. So watch out for those guys starting off this race. Couple laps to get warmed up here. And these guys will be underway in no time. onto the screen. Of course, Heat 1 is brought to you by Langton Mechanical. Langton Mechanical, they are second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise their customers that their own professionally trained Langton specialists will be there personally every step of the way. They guarantee their customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance, service of their heating or cooling systems. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call that they make is backed 100% by Langton Mechanical. Heat 1 about to get underway here. Randy Shreves, Jeff Barker in the front row. We'll see how these guys get going here. I'm excited about this. I've actually been racing a little bit of dirt myself the past couple of weeks. Raced Bristol Dirt last night. So I'm kind of excited to see how these guys do it professionally. I am no way, shape, or form professional or very well or very versed at getting them squared away or keeping the car on the track very well. But so far, so good. These guys do have high I rating and a high class of driving here at the Coast2Coast. We're about to get underway. Randy Shreves, and that's the one thing about this track, that pace truck ducks off so fast. Just maintaining to get around the track here. Barney in the flag booth, getting ready. And there it is. Randy Shreves taking off with this one in the 56. He is definitely going to want to have that front row on the inside line starting the race. But wow, Steven Spees sends it on through there in the 55. Goes ahead and gets broken away here and starts taking off. Randy Shreves just kind of watching that 55 car drive away. And I'm assuming as soon as this track starts to slick off here a little bit, we'll get a little more speed. But I think Jack Hitt, like I said, watch Jack Hitt on the top end. You can't miss him with those green rims that he's running out there tonight. Dancing around there in the third position, riding up into the cushion at this point. Trying to see if he can get a little more turn exit speed. As we fly on through, halfway through this heat, he rolls up, kind of connects with Randy Shreves. Completes the slide job there halfway through the turn, and away they go. So Randy Shreves is now falling back to third. One above the cutoff spot here. Steven Spees really starting to drive away with this one. Jack Hitt had a pretty good run last week. He's placed second, so Steven Spees and Jack Hitt kind of playing this up again. Spees only passed him in about, I believe, the last 6 to 8 laps of that race. As Spees ran him down, but Spees taking off. As long as he can stay clean, we'll be okay. Keeping an eye here on Randy Shreves, who's still under fire by Brandon Dittmer. Brandon Dittmer in the 83s, trying to see if he can take a peek here on the inside. Not enough. May have sent it a little too hard into that turn. He regains control and back underway he goes, but white flag is out here for Heat 1. Starting to run out of time. Oh, man. Brandon Dittmer gets way up in the cushion there, picks the entire side of the car up. He is not letting off the gas here. Steven Spees is going to go ahead and take us away here for the Heat win. Randy Shreves holds it for third. Brandon Dittmer fourth, Jeff Barker in fifth, and Bob DeGood sixth. Good job by them on Heat 1. Now we'll go ahead and wrap it up for them. Heat 2, of course, brought to you by Magnum Race Designs. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. Joseph Grandy, Brendan Lacey, Terry Landis, and Patrick Spangler, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Barry Goldner starting in 5th with Steven Goldner in 6th. So Terry Landis, like I said, I haven't seen him in a while, so hopefully we'll see that 161 kind of be able to turn it up here just a little bit. We'll see how he gets going. I actually want to see if we can actually roll back, if I'm not mistaken, back to the standings. Standings are brought to you by All About Tie-Dye. Located in Liberty, Missouri, All About Tie-Dye is the official tie-dye of the Coast2Coast Racing League. For the wingless Warriors, Patrick Spangler still holding out in the lead. Jack Hitt in 2nd, Jeffrey Barker 3rd, Grandy in 4th, tied with Randy Shreves, and Steven Spees right now holding locked in at the 6th position. Steven Spees so far out of this division holds the most wins so far with 3. The closest one is Patrick Spangler with 2, but he is in the lead. I believe Mr. Spees missed a race. So now with him missing that race, that is going to kind of cost him here at this point. I believe if he had shown up, he would be in the lead at this point. So he is definitely going to be fighting from the whole position. Joseph Grandy looking to turn his luck around here in that 518 machine. I know he's ended up in the infield a couple of times. Definitely went flying at some point, but being tied for fourth, respectable position. But I know Joseph Grandy in the 518 really wants to kind of change his luck around here. He'd like to move up, but still got a long way to go and different strategies on this. I'm going to take just a little bit here, kind of wait for the Steve King Foundation pace truck to go and roll on off here. I think we're kind of outrunning him here in just a second. Yeah, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to the Salty Dogs Racing Team. We'll see them, a good clutch of them here later on tonight at Talladega. Roland Olson and Roger Craig both won gold dog bones last week on Tuesday and Thursday. So both of those were NASCAR series as well. And we'll see them again tonight. I know they're definitely practicing for that asphalt surface. But right now, let's stick to the dirt. Grandy and Brennan Lacey here on the front row. And they're going to get taken off here for Heat 2. After this, quick little warm-up, and we'll be on to the feature. Brennan Lacey gets the favorable top line here. And Brennan Lacey has slid himself into the lead. Pretty good battle here so far. Brennan Lacey looks like he might just be driving away with this one. Patrick Spangler trying to see if he could capitalize on Joseph Grandy, kind of clipping the wall there. But Grandy able to collect it back up, but I just don't know if that's going to cost him a lot of time. Slide job right there. Patrick Spangler toward the top. But Grandy dives back down toward the bottom, aiming in a different direction. Slides back up, tries to return the favor. The two of them will connect. Joseph Grandy gets the better of that one as they shoot down the backstretch here. Riding the edge of the cushion, Joseph Grandy comes around. Brennan Lacey still pulling away. Got a second gap on Joseph Grandy. Terry Landis still battling down toward the bottom in the 161 car, seeing if he can fight this back around. Maybe a little bit of a hiatus for him, knocking that rust off, but he's still got plenty of chances here tonight to turn his luck around. Barry Goldner toward the back in 5th, and I believe Stephen Goldner may have ended up in a little bit of a mechanical issue here toward the back. He's right there 4 laps down at this point. So Joseph Grandy still holding out in 2nd, and Brennan Lacey right now, man on the move. Brennan Lacey at this point holding in a 15th position with 1 win already this season. White flag is out. Brennan Lacey going to go ahead and bring home the Heat 2 checkered flag. That was a piece of cake for him here. Battled Joseph Grandy for about half a lap and went ahead and put it away. Joseph Grandy in the 2nd, Patrick Spangler 3rd, Terry Landis and the cutoff spot of 4. And our 2 Canadians, Barry and Stephen Goldner, coming in 5th and 6th. That'll go ahead and do it for our Heat. I was going to go ahead and move us straight to our warm-up here. 3 minutes, these guys are going to go ahead and try to slick the track up just a little more. And get used to running in a pile. A lot of these guys you will see will kind of tumble back out of the pits here and give it another go. No issues so far. The only person I noticed out on the track that this seems to be tripping up a little bit right now is Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Well, I've kind of seen him go airborne a couple of times, and we even saw during the heat that the left side of his car was picking up going around these turns. So, I know he's definitely wanting to get a lot of speed and kind of pick it up here, but I don't know. You kind of see how he's kind of fighting that car around there. A little different than everybody else out there on the track, but yeah, I think sometimes that's another thing is to kind of look at these drivers out here as we're watching them during the Flatline Racing Bodies 3-minute warm-up here is just, I think just the missing of that wing is causing some problems for some of those drivers. We see Brandon Dittmer on his lid. Joseph Grandy kind of ended up banged up on that one. And they're going to go back out there and try again. Steven Spies, we'll see if we can get him up to speed. I know Marty calls him the detective, so we'll see if Steven Spies can come away with another win to get 2 in a row. out here on the track. But guys, don't go away. We only got about a minute left here of the warm-up. We'll be getting back underway for the feature. And where these guys line up, Brennan Lacey, I believe, will be starting in the outside row of row 2. So I definitely expect to see a lot of speed out of him and Steven Speed starting on the inside row, as they were both your previous heat winners. Oh boy. Well, Randy Shreves got it into the fence there a little bit, so hopefully he is able to calm that one back down and get it back under him. Also upcoming tonight, we also have the 410 division that will be coming after the Wingless Warrior Series. Oh no, Joseph Grandy on the lid. There we go, now he's tumbling. And back on the wheels. Man. This is one good thing they're wearing restraints and helmets out there, because I think Joseph Grandy's going to need a new one. Alright, that is going to do it for our warm-up. That's immediately going to bring us straight to our starting lineup here, brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series showcasing big block modifieds, premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. The ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast is the Super Dirt Car Series. Let's get right to it and bring up our grid here for tonight. Steven Speeds is going to bring us to the front. In the front row with Brennan Lacey in second. Second row, Jack Hitt will end Joseph Grandy 3 and 4. Randy Shreves will be 5th and Patrick Spangler 6th. Row 4, Brandon Dittmer in 7th with Terry Landis in 8th. Jeff Barker and Barry Goldner starting in row 5. Row 6 will be Bob DeGood and Stephen Goldner in the 12th position. A lot of fast drivers out here, especially toward the back. I would expect to see Terry Landis in the number 8 work his way toward the front. But if Brandon Dittmer can keep that front end down, I think we'll see him a solid top 5 here. Definitely a good showing by him out here on the track. 12 drivers out here on the track at Port Royal Speedway. Definitely a little different for some of these guys. It is banked pretty well, and they're able to get around the track, but it's still going to be a good tumble up here for the beginning of this race. I'll make sure we give a little shout out here to the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck. The Steve King Foundation was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, iRacing officials, track operations, personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Want to learn more? Go to www.stevekingfoundation.org and you'll be able to find out everything you need to know there as well. So guys, go and check them out. Great foundation, especially, kind of putting a remembrance or memorializing Steve King, who lost his life at Knoxville. So we go in here. The pace truck lights are off. That is going ahead and get us started here. These guys are getting warmed up. Like I said, we got 6 drivers inside and outside stacked up, ready to go. Goldners are pretty fast here, 10 and 11. We'll have to see if those Canadians can fight their way through everybody else here toward the front. But Brennan Lacey and Steven Speeds, I think this may be a battle of the evening here. 55 and the 414. Watch them here in the front row as the green flag is out. I believe, if racing stays nice and clean, that may be the only time we will see him swing a flag other than the white. And then the checkered at the end. But here we go. Steven Speeds caught in the middle of a 3-wide condition. And Brennan Lacey has fought his way onto the top. Steven Speeds blocked out Grandy. But don't count out Steven Speeds just yet. We kind of waited him out last week as he battled it out there with Jack Hitt. And he was able to conquer him toward the end of the race. But Brennan Lacey just seems to be kind of really taking that idea and kind of throwing it away, as he's already got that almost a second gap only a couple laps into this. 30 laps lined up for these guys here tonight. Patrick Spangler fighting his way here toward the front as well. He's up a position at least. fighting for that second, but he rides the wall. Boy, man, he's able to kind of recollect it here, and he's watching actually Jack Hitt try to pre-slide it before we get into the turn here to see if he can get lined up. That's not the way Patrick Spangler does it here, as he slides his way in behind him, and now he's going to have to rethink his strategy trying to get around Jack Hitt in the 217. Jack Hitt dives toward the bottom. Patrick Spangler with some turn exit issues here. Now, I don't know if he's fighting a little bit of wheel damage from maybe some issues there in the track. This is unusual for Patrick Spangler at this point, being our points leader of the Wingless Warriors. Steven Spies just landed the fastest lap on the track of an 18:46. Right now, not as fast as Brennan Lacey. Lacey just ran an 18:49, so slightly faster, but man, he's got a long way to make up as he's trying to keep him under that second mark here of distance on him off the front nose. Steven Spies, last week's winner, trying to see if he can run down Brennan Lacey. Lacey trying to break into the top 10 in the points. So a lot of guys trying to really shuffle things around here on the track. Patrick Spangler still trying to see if he could get around Jack Hitt here, but Brandon Dittmer's got something to say about it in the 83 as he battles with Terry Landis toward the front. Different lines being taken there as we can see the track starting to break down here a little bit. Brandon Dittmer gets on the wall. Oh, here it comes. Hold on to it. That is oh, is that going to bring out a caution? We'll see. No caution. So Brandon Dittmer going to fall all the way back to 9th. Good job by him keeping it on the back on the wheels after flying through the air there. And I don't know 100% who bit this one. Now, we watched Brandon Dittmer last time. Let's take a little look at his turn here. We saw him get into the wall. Rode up into the wall. Man. I think that was Randy Shreves that clipped him right there at the end at 56. And then it says, I've got an issue here with Mr. Goldner. Barry, that is. Let's take a little look here and see if he had an issue coming off the turn. Because I know Barry was down a lap here. Oof. Yeah, that's it. I think he was trying to bring it down into pit road. And yeah, it may have broken that front suspension there, so that threw out the caution. And that'll be brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding. If that's not a tongue twister for you, I don't know what is. But if you do want to know a little something about Malcolm Mills Mill Riding, based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding is a full-service mill riding contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and service of their industrial clients. Look them up on mmmillriding.com or Malcolm's Mill Riding on Facebook. Sometimes that's almost easier than finding them out there on the internet because, man, you just don't know what you're going to find. What I have found here so far is Brennan Lacey knows exactly what to do here at Port Royal. He's rolling toward the front. He grabbed the lead immediately and has taken off. Steven Spies, the more this track starts to slick up, the faster he's getting at this point. As we take a little look here at their best times toward the top, let's take a little look. Right now on the, just as I say that, I was just going to go ahead and shuffle on us. Sorry about that, folks. We're going to go ahead and, when it gets Brennan Lacey back toward the top here, you'll see the top speed and the best time out there right now held by Brennan Lacey. He may have been checking up there for a little while because I told you guys earlier that Steven Spies had the fastest time on the track, and then there goes Brennan Lacey hammering another 10th off of it as well. So let's go ahead and get ready to get back on the track. See a few guys moving here on the track, not too much by some of them. Randy Shreves, unfortunately, is the one holding it, losing the most here at this point, but we are back under green. And away we go. This is Steven Spies' time to shine here before Brennan Lacey gets pulled away. Joseph Grandy fighting toward the bottom, see if he can keep Jack Hitt behind him. Fortunately, it was a single file restart. So some of these drivers have another chance. Terry Landis puts a pick move here on Jack Hitt, sends him back. And Terry Landis is right now 4 positions up into 4th. But Jack Hitt has a little something to say about it. Oh, man. Terry Landis double clutches it here. Car straightened out on him, and then he re-slid back through the turn. Watch out, Terry. Terry catches a little bit of Patrick Spangler's right rear tire there, bucks him a little bit. settles it back down, and away we go. Right now, Steven Speed's getting a real good lashing here. He's back by over a second off Brennan Lacey. Good battles here in the back. Yeah, Brandon Dittmer kind of watching Randy Shreves kind of mess around here. Trying to see if he can get pushed his way on through. Not looking so hot. Terry Landis staying out in front of that mess. Randy Shreves still trying to duke it out here so far. Let's see how Joseph Grandy's doing. Joseph Grandy actually with a lot of space in front and behind at this point. So right now, 1, 2, and 3 have about broken away. Jack Hitt a second behind Joseph Grandy in the 3rd position. If it were to stay green the rest of the way, we should be okay. But Steven Speed's into the wall. Steven Speeds did not need that. Guarantee he's definitely got some right front damage on that car at this point. So that is going to mess up his entire race line here. And he's now going to have to figure out, once again, how to get around the track. I don't know if the lead is out of question at this point as he's going over a 2.5 second deficit off the lead. This may be just time to defend and hold off Joseph Grandy for a 2nd place position. But we've seen Brennan Lacey send it into the wall one time before and actually send himself over the fence during a caution. So hopefully we'll see Brennan Lacey go ahead and stay out on the track. As he pulls away, let's go back to Patrick Spangler, our points leader of the Wingless Warrior division. Starting to put a little more pressure here on Jack Hitt in the number 217. 217 and 39 fighting it out here for that 4th position. Jack Hitt holding 4th for now. Oh, man. As these two guys are fighting as well, let's rotate up front to actually a battle here for 2nd. Joseph Grandy had the line on him there just a little bit, but Steven Speed's sticking to the top, and it seems to be working here so far. Yeah, Speeds with so much to corner exit there is seeming to be working here so far. Patrick Spangler, maybe, like I said, he's fighting a little bit of damage here. Here in the 5th position as they slide out and in front. Getting around one of the Goldner boys there as they get around here, turn 4. We have already broken, broken over that halfway point. Patrick Spangler wondering what that was. Little nudge there, but that looks like everything is A-okay. As they get here on the track, Grandy only behind by about half a second off Spees, and Spees about almost 3.5 seconds off Brennan Lacey. Right now, Brennan Lacey has got the line and knows exactly what to do here on the track. Let's take a ride. And we are under caution. Just as I say that, we are under caution. And I believe Terry Landis may have gotten turned around here. Looks like a little damage on that front bar. Let's go ahead and take a roll back, see what happened here. Terry Landis. Oh. Yeah, it looked like with it kind of looked like he was pre-lining up for the turn there, and then it kind of caught on him. Lucky for him, he landed back on the wheels, no toe for him. As the Steve King pace truck goes ahead and gets on around him, that'll bring us back to it. A little shootout is what we'll have here. About 8 laps left in this one here at Port Royal Speedway. Brennan Lacey in the 414 staying strong here so far. And actually, I mean, hats off to Brennan Lacey. He's been fighting lap traffic as well, fighting other drivers, kind of the track breaking down, and it seems the more slick it gets, the faster he's getting here so far. In that 414, Brennan Lacey, if he goes ahead and stays clean here for the rest of the race, this will be actually his 2nd win here in the series. Yeah, going back and checking my stats, I don't believe it was Brendan Lacey that sent it over the fence during the caution. That was actually Nick Vickery. Nick Vickery actually sent it over the fence at one point during the caution. I think he reached down to get something to drink, and the wheel slipped out of his hands and kind of sent it into the wall. Like I said, guys, don't go away. This is not our last feature of the night. This is only one of 3. We got another dirt series, the 410s coming up. And then after that, we are heading to the asphalt at the Great Alabama Mile. And we'll be running 50 laps there in the NASCAR Trucks. Brendan Lacey going ahead and taking away on this one back under green. He's got to be happy about that because I think he's ready to get this one over with. As Steven Speed's doing everything he can to see if he can squeeze just, any more seconds out of that. And for anybody here toward the back, Jack Hitt is the one to watch. Jack Hitt trying to put the moves here on Grandy, but boy, Jack Hitt takes a little shot to the inside wall there as Patrick Spangler gets a massive, massive shot there by Brandon Dittmer. Look at Brandon Dittmer slide through that turn, recollect and bang, and really try to get back underway. Randy Shreves has no problem with that in the 56, who just slid into the 6th position. Riding down on the Terry Landis line on the bottom. But Patrick Spangler, so far, he's gotten into the 4th position, so he finally got around Jack Hitt there. And now he's trying to see if he can go for the 3rd. Oh, man. Commentator's curse at this point is we've got an eyeball on the 39 and Patrick Spangler gets into the wall. Slows him down immensely at this point, and now he's got to figure out what he's going to do with only 4 laps left to go. Brendan Lacey, this is all but his. 1 second left, or 1 second pull away here from Spees, so he should just about have this in the bag. Spees still, hats off to him, doing a great job trying to hold on to him at this point. Some guys have a favorite track, and this may be Brendan Lacey's track. We are watching here with Patrick Spangler, seeing if he can get that 3rd place shot on Grandy, and he does. Does he have the turn exit speed? Yes. Joseph Grandy out of the podium position here. Falls back into 4th where he started the race. Patrick Spangler up 3 positions here so far, but he's got a couple laps he's got to hold on. 518 machine of Joseph Grandy now starting to really hit the loud pedal. Fires in from the backside and almost touches. Patrick Spangler back into the wall. And that is going to cost him here. Joseph Grandy down toward the bottom. Patrick Spangler carrying a lot of speed from the outside, and away he goes. White flag is out. Patrick Spangler in 3rd. Coming down the backstretch. Here we go. Patrick Spangler back into the wall. Oh no, will that cost him here? Joseph Grandy fires toward the inside, but almost didn't carry any speed. Can't complete the slide job, and Patrick Spangler slides into 3rd. Gets it done. Brendan Lacey completes the race in 1st. Steven Spees 2nd. Patrick Spangler 3rd. Great job by all these drivers out here tonight. Whoa, I can't wait to see what they got for these 410s. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek as I get rolled back. Kind of take a look at what we saw there on the track. Patrick Spangler doing a fantastic job out there. No problem getting around, but I've got to ask him. What in the world did he have to do to get around Joseph Grandy there? Patrick Spangler, you got a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, man, dude. What a race it was here. Up 3 positions, and you end up with a podium here so far. Especially holding the points lead here tonight. How'd the track feel?
I felt pretty good. The invert will always screw you in this league. I started 4th there and pick setup. It's tough to come back. I was able to get 1 spot in the heat, so I started 6th, I think. And Landis showed the bottom there early, and I went to there, and then I thought Goldner was racing for position, how hard he's racing, but I didn't even realize he was 4 laps down and ran over my rear. They showed the top was working, so I went up to the top after the caution and was able to get 2 spots there and sneak on the podium on the last lap.
Yeah, you were kind of battling the wall there a little bit. We kind of kept an eye on you and Joseph Grandy. It was definitely a tough race you had there toward the top. I'm going to assume there was no body damage to the car because you were a little slower than I normally see here, Patrick.
I don't usually run the 360s, and that turn 1 bump is very scary in these cars. I don't know in warm-ups if you're watching, like if you hit the brakes and overload the right front, it would start to roll the car. So it was a learning adventure there for sure.
All right, man.
Brendan ran a great race.
Oh, dude. Well, give me your shout-outs as you have 5 wins in the 410 division. Let's get you warmed up and ready for that as we head to Lanier. So give me your shout-outs here, bud.
Just Trainwheels Racing, you for putting on the broadcast, Roger for putting on the league, Dad, Uncle back home watching, and yeah, hopefully see you next race.
All right, Patrick Spangler, great job tonight, bud. See you next round. All right, Patrick Spangler. Steven Spees getting into the second position here. It seemed to do fine for him. No harm, no foul. Steven Spees, I know you got a copy on me here, bud.
Yep, sure do.
All right, Brennan Lacey's race was tonight. Yours was last week. What was the difference between then and now?
Brennan had it rolling and just was a little braver than I was at putting that right rear on the cushion and mashing it down to send it around the corner. I was trying to be careful and not bounce off the wall and just hold my spot. Didn't feel like I had anything for him. So risk reward, right? Just figured as long as I was in second, keep it clean and bring it home.
All right, man. Well, you did. You brought it home, like I said, with a podium position here. I believe, if I am not mistaken, you were holding solid in a 6th place. A few more points here, and I think that may slide you up, seeing that Randy Shreves and Joseph Grandy are your next in line. I'm excited to see what else comes of that. I know from the outside looking in here, Steven, before I get too far, we're heading in the 410s. Marty calls you the detective. Talk to me. Is it the last name?
I'm assuming so. I heard that for the first time last week, so I guess Marty decided that's the new nickname. And even though it's Spees, I get it. Spies, funny stuff.
Oh,
I don't know. Whatever.
All right, man. Like I said, man, I'm trying to catch up with some of you guys. I didn't know if you name yourself or Marty's got something for you. Excellent job, Spees. Nope. Dude, man, we got 410s coming up. Let me get you ready for that, and don't tell me you're not showing up.
All right, I won't say anything then.
Oh, dude. All right, man, well, go ahead and give me your shout-outs.
Yep, always to Cool Ray and the support for the league. Gambler Motorsports teammates. Unfortunately, nobody made it here for the fun cars, but hopefully we'll show up maybe a little bit later on. And thanks to everybody that tunes in and watches, as well as puts time in outside of racing in to make this league go. There's a lot of people that do put a lot of extra time volunteering, and it's much appreciated.
Absolutely, and especially I know Roger Craig is under surgery today, so hopefully he is in the process of recovering. Everything will go well with that. Steven Spees in the 55 machine, placing second tonight. Great job, bud.
Thank you.
All righty, everybody. Steven Spees right there, and really, really fast. Let's go ahead and get straight to it here. Race winner of the night was Brennan Lacey. Had that thing on a roll here tonight in the 414 machine. Dude, talk to me.
Yeah, that was a little bit of luck involved in that. It was so rough up top there that it was hard for me to keep control there. But as long as I could keep that right rear out of the wall, and lucky enough was coming away with it. But yeah, very, very sketchy and quite a bit of an arm workout tonight.
Absolutely, and we are taking a little bit of a slow-mo, watching that right rear kind of bounce up and down like it's on a pogo stick. Spees got into the wall, Spangler got into the wall. There were a lot of guys that were having trouble riding that cushion the way you were tonight, and you just having the confidence reaching up front. Really, was able to do a great job here so far. I'm assuming you weren't too happy about the cautions there toward the end.
It's one of those situations where it's like you get in a rhythm and you've been running so long, it's like I'm staying smooth. Let's not have a caution just because you have a decent gap between the guy behind you. But sometimes cautions can also help if you get out of rhythm, which I got lucky on 2 of them. One of them I got a caution because I was out of rhythm. The other one I didn't want it because I was in rhythm. So it's kind of a hit and a miss with those, but lucky enough in those cars, they're just so edgy that, if you can keep it out of the fence, you're going to be better off than somebody that gets in there.
All right, man. Well, so far, per the points, what I'm looking at, you will probably have the best record. You will have your 3rd competition here with 2 wins. So right now,
Yeah.
you're batting 66% here, bud. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I think both of them came in a non-wing 360, which is not my forte, so that's kind of crazy there.
All right, well, we've got winged next, bud, and I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Yes, you have competed there once before. Actually, twice before, man. What's going on? We gonna see you in the 410 division next?
Yeah, we're gonna kind of run it tonight with both the Goldner boys. We're just kind of got away from work and got away from other things, so lucky enough to come on here and get a couple more starts tonight.
All right, man. Well, I definitely excited to see that. Go and give me your shout-outs in case I don't see you in the next podium position here, bud.
Yeah, big shout out to Vanderbilt Racing, fantastic group of guys to run with. Big shout out to Stephen Goldner for being the crew chief for every division I run, and then big shout out for Ross at Velocity Races. I'm making these cars look killer. And you coming on to do the broadcast this year, really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. All right, Brendan Lacey. 414 brings home the win in the wingless 360 division. Great job tonight, bud.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, and that goes ahead and wraps it up for us here. That is going to do it for us in the wingless 360 division. Of course, that means we are not done yet. 410 division at Lanier is where we're going to be. Right after this commercial break, we'll be right back.
Good day, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about Movember. So Movember was started in 2003 in Australia and has become worldwide. For those unfamiliar, Movember is all about awareness of health issues for men. So a lot of men grow mustaches in Movember. That's where the name came from. And just so you know, I plan on celebrating Movember by having my prostate hocked out. So first of all, the prognosis is good because of early detection. So, and as a result of that, I have decided to declare myself the Coast2Coast Racing League Movember poster child for 2022. On a more serious note here, the average age of our league is 41. So if you're on the top side of that, you need to get tested regularly. I'm talking PSA tests, the rubber glove, 2 seconds of discomfort for maybe a lifetime of living. Also, colonoscopies, every 5 or 10 years or whatever your doctor recommends, but you need to get those done. So just reminding everybody, it's something men aren't comfortable talking about or doing. Everybody thinks they're a tough guy. Let's go out and get tested for the sake of yourself, but more importantly, for the sake of your family. And, as they say, the life you save may be your own. So we're all in this together, guys. Reach out. You can reach out to me, or more importantly, reach out to your doctor. And in closing, I just want to, I want to know if Marty Sakala is going to grow a mustache for Movember.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I had to cut the commercials a little sooner. I think the 410 division is just about ready to go. Forgive me for showing up just a little bit early. Let's take a little look here really quick. Let's switch this on over to our best times here on the track of what we qualified. Randy Shreves, Brennan Lacey, and Joseph Grandy right now 1, 2, and 3 here on the qualifying pole at this point. Right now, we only have about 40 seconds left here qualifying. 11 drivers have already gone ahead and gone out there and getting squared away for this one. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the 410s, they just got a little quick on the action, more than I thought they were going to, but no harm, no foul. We'll go ahead and get it done. I'm excited to see what these guys have. 410s are another one of my favorite divisions, along with the Wingless Warriors out here. And we'll see what they have to allow here so far. Patrick Spangler with 5 wins here in the 410 division out of his 7 races. Total points of 553. Randy Shreves sitting in second with 502. Right now, with Randy Shreves sitting on the pole, that is looking pretty good for him right now, but he's got to nail himself a solid time here coming into the next. Let's go ahead, get to it. Live session it is. Straight to where we are going to be. Heat 1 brought to you by Langton Mechanical. The 410 division will also be brought to you by 2-1 Designs. Grid 4 tonight. Let's take a look. Brandon Dittmer, Brian Dickens, Joseph Grandy, 1, 2, and 3. Randy Shreves in 4th. Bob DeGood starting here in the 6th position. But don't forget Terry Landis. Like I said, I almost forget him because I haven't seen him in so long. So hopefully we see Terry Landis in this 161 pile drive his way toward the front of this matchup here for Heat 1. Boys are definitely moving fast here tonight. See if Brandon Dittmer can kind of undo what happened to him last in the Wingless Warrior division. He's got another shot to get it done here tonight, but he's really got to push. He's really got to push here in the heat. Pace truck ducks on off. Lanier Speedway, yes we are. Brandon Dittmer takes it away. 122 of Brian Dickens riding toward the top, and this is going to be a lot different than what we expected. Oh man! Hard check up there by Randy Shreves. Gets rear-ended by Joseph Grandy. They'll have to hammer that out after the heat. As it looks like we are keeping an eye here on Brian Dickens, as he is under fire by Joseph Grandy. Brandon Dittmer pulling away with this one. But Joseph Grandy trying to get something done here. Brandon Dittmer laying down the fastest time. Yeah, Joseph Grandy trying to see if he can find a different line to get around Brian Dickens in the 122 machine. Around the turn, 2 laps to go. Brian Dickens seeing if he's got anything here for Randy Shreves, but when Randy Shreves sets the pole in the qualifier, I don't see Brian Dickens catching up to him here. White flag is out. Can everybody stay clean? No last-minute sliders. That's going to put Brandon Dittmer, Randy Shreves, Brian Dickens 1, 2, and 3. Joseph Grandy hits the 4th position. Terry Landis and Bob DeGood. Straight to our second heat. Let me see if I can outrun these guys. Barry Goldner and Patrick Spangler starting 1 and 2. Stephen Goldner, our other fellow Canadian, out there in 3. Brennan Lacey in 4th, and Jeff Barker in the 513. Fellow Canadian of Stephen and Barry Goldner out there is who I'm talking about. And that is going to bring us to Heat 2, of course, brought to you by Magnum Race Designs. Magnum Race Designs offer iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and even t-shirt designs. If you're looking for a new design and want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check out Magnum Race Designs on Facebook, where you can contact them directly through Messenger. Keep in mind, Magnum Race Designs is a proud sponsor of the Coast2Coast Racing League's 358 Modified Division, which is where you will also find a great racer, Isaac Salas, out there. Not saying no one else out there in the 358s are pretty well, but he is a hard man to beat. He ended up winning that for the Dirt Track Bank Finals. Got his way toward the front, so keep an eye out for the number 5 car. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the 5 car will be in tonight's race here at Talladega. He missed, I believe he missed last week and Thursday. And I think even before that, he's been hanging out with Dino. Barry Goldner, Patrick Spangler here in toward the front. Watch the 36 and the 30 car. See if these guys try to link up together. Yeah, interesting to see that we talked to Brennan Lacey before. And Brennan Lacey and the Goldner boys, all three of these guys right now, 2, 3, and 4 at this point, going to try to learn off of each other around this turn. But right now, Patrick Spangler, there's a reason why he is leading the points here so far, as he absolutely tears away here in the 410s. And away he goes. Half a second already. 1 lap into this thing, and around he goes. Man, right now that 39 is fast. Right now an 11:64 out there on the track. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the best times here so far, what we've got on the track. You'll see right now Patrick Spangler making another fast lap, 11:61, and he's getting faster. He might be able to check up here. Let's go ahead and rotate back here to Brennan Lacey and Stephen Goldner. These two guys look like they're trading sliders at this point. Brennan Lacey drags it on up the track between 1 and 2, and Brennan Lacey going to return the favor here, but unable to complete it. Stephen Goldner had enough speed coming out of the turn. Brennan Lacey serves it right back up, but no dice. Stephen Goldner drops back down toward the bottom. See if he can slide it up one more time. Look out. Man, that got close. And Brennan Lacey going to come away with the Heat 2 win here. Heat 2 win for the second place position. That is going to do it for all of our heats tonight. That moves us straight to the warm-up. 3 minutes left in this one. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. If you're looking for other racers that enjoy racing without all the drama and the name calling of normal iRacing, come out and join the Coolray Coast2Coast Racing League. They have over 16 divisions to race 7 days a week and currently broadcasting 12 of those. Members know that they are part of something bigger than just the on-track experience. Go to C2CRL.com and click on Apply to join the action, where the cars are virtual but the racing is real. Out there in the chat, Fast Pass Racing Network. You see Ed Lynch out there, a local runner out of Lanierville back in the day. Let's get ready to tumble, so we will see. Sliding and slinging out there. Ted Wreckage, I see you out there, buddy. Wingless. Yes, man. Definitely some good races out there so far. We'll see what we can get going. Fast Pass Racing Network, of course, run by Ted Wreckage out there. Colors of the 518 are some of your favorite. Let's take a look. 518, that, of course, being of Joseph Grandy. I do not believe he's on the track right now. Yeah, I think he's hammering out some of those dents there from Heat 1. And go ahead and give it another shot. Ooh! Are mashing each other. Warm up is supposed to be nice and clean. We're not supposed to be trying to kill each other out there. But these guys definitely push it to the limits out there on the track. Only about a minute left here in the warm-up. And I was going to say, if you see how Patrick Spangler out there running these laps as fast as he is and the way he is, keep in mind that the Coast2Coast offers a racing school. You can check out the C2C Racing School, where their league's top drivers have volunteered to help league drivers improve their driving skills free of charge. They will be offering help on various skill sets such as qualifying, driving lines, driver awareness, and setup advice. I've talked to you guys about C2CRL.com, but of course go there, and that's where you'll find it along with everything else, standards, fastest drivers, the racing school, how to get broadcasted, what leagues you might want to run in, and everything else to go ahead and get signed up. We are coming to the close of the final warm-up that we have tonight, and straight on to the main. Want to give a shout out for our main sponsor of the night, for Gambler Motorsports. Keep an eye, they are an esports racing team that competes weekly across the iRacing platform. The team has drivers entered into dirt races, sports cars, asphalt oval. They even compete in endurance races. So talk about something like that. And if you want to talk about endurance races, they'll even have drivers racing in the prestigious 24 Hours of Daytona and Le Mans. So they've got drivers switching on and off and taking time in the same car. Go to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and follow them. That immediately goes ahead and brings us to our next section here. Our feature. I know you guys have been waiting for this one. Let's take a look. Brandon Dittmer going to start us out in the front with Patrick Spangler in second. Randy Shreves coming third. Brendan Lacey in fourth. Brian Dickens starting in the 5th position with Stephen Goldner starting 6th. Joseph Grandy 7th. Jeff Barker in 8th. That'll be actually our 4th row here. 5th row will be Terry Landis in 9th. Barry Goldner 10th. And rounding out the back of the field will be Bob DeGood. That's going to bring us a starting warm-up brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. A lot of great racers out here right now. Patrick Spangler leading the points with 5 wins. Randy Shreves has yet to get a win here so far. Out of his 7 races that he's competed in, he's been in the top 5 all at 6 out of those 7 times. Bob DeGood sitting in 3rd with his consistency. Jeff Barker sitting in 4th, and Joseph Grandy in the 518 machine starting in 5th. Good drivers here on the track. 360s, a little abnormal for some of the drivers out there. Coming from the wingless and now into these big boys. Last lap around the track, then we'll see the Steve King Foundation truck duck on off. And we'll be ready for this one. I don't know about you guys. I have no problem with Malcolm Mills mill riding, but man, I would really love to see this thing go green all 30 laps. There we go. Steve King Foundation truck is off. It is up to Brandon Dittmer and Patrick Spangler to take us away, and they do. Brandon Dittmer takes the inside, but Patrick Spangler's got that outside line, and he takes it. Immediately collects the lead, and around he goes. But he's got to watch out for Brandon Dittmer. Dittmer right now hanging way in the back of the points lead. No, he's looking to put on a good show here so far, but he's hanging in 3rd. Brandon Lacey trying to see what he can do here. Getting around Dittmer is in the 83. Dittmer in the 8th place in points. Getting some good separation here toward the front. Patrick Spangler seems to be getting away. Have a chat actually here with Patrick Spangler. I've got to know why Marty calls him the wall banger. We'll see. Good moves here by the top 3 of Brandon Lacey. Yeah, Dittmer's got to be getting nervous now because if he turns his head a little to the left, he's going to see that right front tire on some of these turns. But Brandon Lacey gets a little bit into the wall here, and oh boy, Dittmer does the same. So Lacey, slide job, here it comes. Oh, big checkup. Big checkup by Brandon Dittmer. But slides on around him here. Oh, man, these guys. Right now, Brandon Dittmer seeing what he can do to hold off that 414 who's got the line. Good old battle toward the front. We had 11 guys here sign up, but 10 made it onto the track. Looks like Brian Dickens did not get onto the track here at this point. Brandon Lacey fighting for it to hold on to this 3rd position. Let's take a look back here at Terry Landis, who's rotated up 3 positions from where he started, just outside the top 5, but he's got to catch Randy Shreves if he wants to do it. Like I said, Randy Shreves holding 2nd right now in points. Right now, he's about to go ahead and get, if he holds here, his 7th top 5 out of 8 races. So Mr. Consistency staying in it. But I believe, if I am not mistaken, Brendan Lacey's actually under fire here by Stephen Goldner. 414 and the number 30 here, seeing if they can duke it out here for the 3rd position. I think Brendan Lacey is starting to kind of rub that wall a little too many times here, which is allowing that door to be opened by Stephen Goldner. Fast times out here on the track. Brendan Lacey right now holding the fastest speed of an 11.72. Patrick Spangler hasn't been able to touch that yet with an 11.97. Dittmer gets into the wall, which now opens that avenue up. And Brendan Lacey takes 2nd now. Round he goes. Patrick Spangler now battling with some lap traffic here. 7 of Bob DeGood. He's going to put Mr. DeGood down here by 1 lap. So now let's see what Brendan Lacey does. He gets around no problem. Brandon Dittmer gets around almost. Looks good. Which rotates us to Stephen Goldner, who's now under fire here by Randy Shreves. But Randy Shreves likes diving that bottom line, so he's got to watch out for Bob DeGood, but he squeaks by. Whew. Man, once you get lap traffic It starts really getting sketchy here, but boy, Randy Shreves kind of doors him a little bit there. Steve Goldner back into the 5th position now, and Steve Goldner actually was tumbling up there with Brendan Lacey for that 3rd position, is now falling back here and has turned Terry Landis, which is going to bring out our first caution as we have already made it over halfway through this race. Patrick Spangler can't be too happy about that one. I know we definitely saw what we saw there, but Malcolm Mills mill riding calls for us. Terry Landis here. Kind of saw what happened here, and just look like Stephen Goldner kind of came down. Terry Landis ran a good line there. I think he just kind of caught too much of that cushion there, and it shot Stephen Goldner down onto the track. Yeah, Terry Landis never saw it coming. Right now, Patrick Spangler holding the lead. Caution laps will not be counted here. So we were on, I believe, lap 18. So we'll have about 12 to get it done. So far, Patrick Spangler has led all the laps here tonight. Brandon Dittmer still trying to chase him down. Not 100% sure here what happened to Brendan Lacey. Brendan Lacey last pit on lap 19. So he did pit during this caution. Maybe to fix a little bit of that damage, but that is going to get us straight back to where we were, back under green. Brandon Dittmer slides up into the cushion a little higher, which is running out fast. I think he's starting to figure that out. He's feeling it. Oh, man. Hard shot here, and that's going to bring our next caution. Wing is off. Yeah, Brandon Dittmer just couldn't get off the wall there. Let's take another look at that. Yeah, collects the wall. And then just boom. Let's take a little look at that. One more time. Let me slow this down. See if we can get a good angle of this. Boom. Man, yeah, just catches that chunk of tires right there. And there's a reason why that's there. And if I'm not mistaken, Brendan Lacey went to pit, and he's going to wish he hadn't. Because his car is now destroyed. Brendan Lacey said, I am not going to pit, wing or not. Hey, I just came from the wingless 360s and won it. Maybe we can do it here. I love it. I love the thought process. If he picks up more speed here, this is going to be something. This is going to be something. 11 laps. Brandon Dittmer down pit road. Patrick Spangler leading the race here. Back under green. Gets that separation he was looking for. He was under heavy fire there by Brandon Dittmer, but Dittmer coming down. Oh, look at this. Randy Shreves battling for the lead. Did he get him? As we are back under caution, did it hold? Did Randy Shreves have him at the caution? Kind of take a look here. Yellow flag incident. Not quite sure what happened here. Oh, Brendan Lacey. No. All right, let's see if I can get a better angle of that. I was not sure who ended up in some trouble here. Caught that wall. Whoa. Does he land on the wheels? Nope. Oh, man. I was going to say, he might have got a chance for a perfect 10 if he had landed on the wheels. That is most likely going to do it for Brendan Lacey here in the 414. I think the lack of the wing there, no downforce took him straight into the wall. Can't blame him for trying, though. A lot of drivers out here on the track ready to get this one away. Patrick Spangler taking no time from Randy Shreves. He saw what happened last restart. So 4 tires off the racing surface, and away they go. Let's keep an eye here on Randy Shreve, see if he's got anything for Patrick Spangler. Right now, for their best laps here so far, they're separated by at least 0.2 of a second. So Randy Shreve has got to find a little extra power underneath the hood of this car to see if he can reel in Patrick Spangler. Looks like these guys might be calming down a little bit. Brandon Dittmer trying to figure out where he's going to slide through here as he's following behind Joseph Grandy, but toward the inside is Terry Landis. Terry Landis right now has secured a 4th spot from Grandy. But still hard charging Brandon Dittmer is in the 83. Spangler getting just almost half a second distance on Randy Shreves here. And that's exactly what he's hoping for, as we've only got 5 laps left to go. Brandon Dittmer still looking on the inside of the 518 of Joseph Grandy. Not just yet. Track is starting to slick up pretty bad here. Some like it, some don't. Definitely going to be a push here toward the end. We're taking a look here at Dittmer. Can Dittmer fight his way back up? Right now he's down 5 positions, starting on the pole, and now here he is rolling around in 6th. But Randy Shreves and Patrick Spangler, I believe, are fighting for the lead here. And they are. Randy Shreves had him for about half a second, but not quite. Randy Shreves might get his first win here in the 410 division. But Patrick Spangler has something to say about it. 2 to go. Randy Shreves toward the inside. Gets him. Now he does it. Back and forth they go. Less than a 10th separate them. Patrick Spangler holds the outside. Randy Shreves stays toward the bottom. White flag is out. Randy Shreves got 4 turns to get it done. No slide job from the 56. Randy Shreves going to try one more time. Here it comes. The slider. Oh, it looks like he caught a little too much. Randy Shreves once again comes up just short. Comes up just short of the race win here. So right now, Patrick Spangler has nailed his 6th win. Randy Shreves comes short again and comes up with another top 5 position. Wow. Definitely a push for a lot of those drivers. We'll talk to Patrick Spangler here in just a little bit. But we've got a few other drivers we got to talk to first. Good job by all our drivers out there. If you guys hold on just a second, we'll see if I can reel in all of our guys here tonight. Randy Shreves and Patrick Spangler almost ready, looking for Mr. Jeff Barker here. Let's get right to it here. 3rd place finisher, Jeff Barker. You get a copy?
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's going all right, man. Dude, all right. Talk to me about the race here tonight.
It's a little bit accident prone, right? I just kind of stayed out of trouble and ended up in 3rd.
All right, well, so far, moving up 5 positions. Great job tonight. If I am not mistaken, you have made the Hall of Fame here. I was not on that night, but I believe you made the Hall of Fame here at C2C, bud.
Yeah, I did. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think you were Weed Sport. I think I tuned in for that. Congratulations, man. Glad to see you. Glad to see you made it. Still unable to really conquer this win here. Did Randy Shreves and Patrick Spangler just have a little edge on you here, or was the track just not coming around the way you were expecting?
They were quick, and they were side by side. And to tell you the truth, I was having more fun watching them battle than I was trying to catch them, because they were having a hell of a battle there.
Alrighty, well, definitely battling so far. Right now, you were sitting 4th in the points. Bob DeGood, I believe, actually placed back in 9th. The two of you guys are swapping back and forth, I think, each week, but I believe points-wise, this may slide you into the 3rd position in points and where you are tonight. So, great job, bud. NASCAR is up next. I do not believe I've seen you go ahead and get started there, but go ahead and give me a shout-out, bud.
All right. Yeah. Shout out to my sponsors. Galen's Popcorn and Malcolm Mills Millwrighting and Kart Racing Team. That's it for me.
All right, Jeff Barker. Great job tonight, bud, and I'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody. Jeff Barker into the third position. Second, of course, Randy Shreves. Man, this guy, every time, Randy Shreves. You know what I'm going to ask, bud. So just go ahead and say it. Man, you come up short again here, man. What in the world?
Yeah.
So this will be actually 8 races you've competed in, and 7 of them you've made at least the top 5 here. Man, I thought you had him there. What kind of happened? Just unable to complete the slider there toward the end?
I really wasn't trying to throw any sliders. I kind of wanted to keep it safe as possible, just kind of just have a good race, him on the top, me on the bottom, and see who finishes where. And, it was a good race. We were going back and forth there. I thought I'd, get him on one corner, and then he'd get me back on the next. And, yeah, it was just a good race, man.
Yeah, 3 and 4 was looking pretty good when you were sliding through there. I thought you may have had him. It was looking pretty close. It just looked like mid-corner. The car kind of pulled up on you a little bit. Because, yeah, you definitely had corner entry on him, but his exit was something else here, bud. But what a tangle it up was here tonight at Lanier Speedway, dude. Man, I really hope for you, man, here at the end of this season that we can at least get one win out of you, bud.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man. Patrick's a tough one to beat, so I'm definitely looking forward to possibly getting a win.
Oh, yeah. Well, make him look at your rear bumper next week, bud. But go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, and let's get you wrapped up for the night.
I definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Coulter West at Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, Coast2Coast for putting on this awesome league, you at SimTrax Broadcasting for the awesome broadcast you do, and everybody for watching.
All right, appreciate it, bud. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. I'm watching you, Randy. You can't fool me, bud. All right, and the 56 machine, Randy Shreves. Great job tonight, man.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Randy Shreves in the 56. Of course, that brings us to Patrick Spangler. Right now, race winner here of the night. We'll talk to him just a second. We're going to go ahead and give a little shout-out here for the Cool Ray victory lane. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation by providing excellent cooling, heating, and plumbing and electrical service to homeowners and business in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. They have also moved to Nashville, Tennessee as well, so they are ever so expanding. And right now, I want to talk to a guy who's expanding just like Cool Ray, Patrick Spangler. Man, here we come with another win. This is now number 6. Is there anything that can stop you at this point, bud?
Yeah, if I didn't get the inverse that race, because Lacey or Goldner would have been out front, they probably would have coasted to the win there. I don't know what happened to them, but they're usually pretty strong here. Randy kept me honest there at the last bit that when the bottom was coming in, and it's pretty fun. Just making me drive it harder than I wanted to in the turns, but I was able to keep out of the wall for the most part and just hold on to the win.
Man, how's this compared to the 360s you just ran?
360s were like me when I play hockey, just on ice skates, and this is like a NASCAR compared to those things where it's just glued to the track. So it's definitely a lot easier for me, at least. I just don't have that much seat time in the non-wings.
All right, man. Well, right now, via points-wise, dude, you are on a tear right now. I think you could almost sit out a race and still be safe. Randy Shreves is trying to hold you close, though, man. I think he's only behind by about 51 points here at this mark. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure after this race with you securing another win here. Fantastic job night here, but I do have a question, though. They call you the wall banger Patrick Spangler. I've got to know why.
I think it goes back to last season. There was Knoxville, Dora, and another track. I won 3 in a row, and it was all the high side, all 3 tracks. And Isaac, I think it was Isaac. Marty was trying to come up with a nickname, and then went to the Facebook group, and I think he just stuck with that one. His first one that stuck.
All right, man. Well, I always get nervous. People, oh boy. Like, I didn't know if you flipped through them or you just grind the wall, man. But great job tonight in the 39 machine. Dude, give me a shout-out and let's get you tucked in for the night.
Yep, you for putting on the broadcast. everybody for racing clean in the league. I think there's only 2 cautions, 3 cautions, something like that. Roger for putting in the league, and Training Wheels Racing. Dad and Uncle back on watching.
All right, man. Patrick Spangler, dude. This seems to be definitely your class at this point. Great job tonight, and I'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, everybody. Patrick Spangler in the 39 here in the Cool Ray Victory Lane. Of course, that means I'm going to have to send you guys back to our fine commercial. Have a little chat there and see Roger Craig, one of the admins and management here of the C2C League. He really helps put everything on, but he is not alone. And don't ask me of all the names. I know we got a lot of guys out there. You know, we got between Preston Kramer, Bill Calder, Jeff Barker, just to name a few. Those guys out there really make this thing go around. But we're going to be right back. And I don't know, for some of you guys, I know your favorite part's coming up. We are heading to the NASCAR Truck Division, brought to you by the Tim Chapman race guys there for Talladega. So we are heading to the Alabama Mile for 50 laps there. We've seen them get on shorter and shorter and shorter tracks, but we're heading to the big one. And we'll be right back after this commercial.
Good day, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about Movember. So Movember was started in 2003 in Australia and has become worldwide. For those unfamiliar, Movember is all about awareness of health issues for men. So a lot of men grow mustaches in Movember. That's where the name came from. And just so you know, I plan on celebrating Movember by having my prostate hocked out. So first of all, the prognosis is good because of early detection. So, and as a result of that, I have decided to declare myself the Coast2Coast Racing League Movember poster child for 2022. On a more serious note here, you know, the average age of our league is 41. So if you're on the top side of that, you need to get tested regularly. I'm talking PSA tests, you know, the rubber glove, you know, it's 2 seconds of discomfort for maybe a lifetime of living. Also, you know, colonoscopies, you know, every 5 or 10 years or whatever your doctor recommends, but you need to get those done. So just reminding everybody, it's something men aren't comfortable talking about or doing. Everybody thinks they're a tough guy. You know, let's go out and get tested for the sake of yourself, but more importantly, for the sake of your family. And, you know, as they say, the life you save may be your own. So we're all in this together, guys. You know, reach out. You can reach out to me, or more importantly, reach out to your doctor. And in closing, I just want to, you know, I want to know if Marty Sakala is going to grow a mustache for Movember.
here in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the Talladega. Alabama Mile is where we're going to be here tonight. We're taking a look at these guys practicing just a little bit before we get underway. A few penalties actually be handled out. I hate to start it with kind of a sour shot here, but I believe Terry Landis is out here on the track. We're looking at him in the 161. He'll be serving a penalty. Stephen Goldner, Brennan Lacey will all be serving penalties at this point, so they're going to have actually be starting from the back. I'm interested to see if I believe Mr. Gary Sigelkow in the number 25 Chevrolet, he'll be serving a penalty as well, and that will just about nail down just about everybody who normally is out here. Now there's a couple others that are still straggling out there, and to me it'd be one of those things: serve the penalty now, that way it doesn't haunt you later on in the year. But let's take a look here right away and see what we have for some race conditions out there on the track. 102 on the track here at Alabama. That is going to be perfect for these tires. Definitely want them to tack up and stay stuck with a nice, cool 69 degrees in the air. 50 laps we've got signed up for this one. This is going to be a great run here at the Alabama Mile. This is Talladega is one of those ones. Everybody shows up for this one. No one really misses an opportunity to race here at Talladega. I mean, you can go three wide safely. You got, somebody on the top who's not nervous of when you come out of the turn. Down toward the bottom, but these guys are definitely going to be wiggling around. We'll see if we can get that Michelin chopper view above to go ahead and chase some of these guys as we get down the track in some cases. But we are taking a look at some of these guys riding down the track as is right now and kind of see how they're hanging out at this point. .845 is when we should be just about going for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. So we are still looking about another solid 15 minutes. But I would not want you to miss any kind of racing that we're seeing out here on the track. And really what you're seeing here are guys practicing at this point. Kind of getting used to who you can push, who you can trust, and who to follow here. Yeah, I think Preston Kramer's kind of looking for somebody out there on the track. Can't blame him at all. But this seems to be our largest clutch of cars here on the track. Glad to see Terry Landis. Like I said, Terry Landis has been on a bit of a hiatus for a little while. I'm interested to see how he is back. Glad to see he's back for sure. And that is Terry Landis there, kind of tucking in behind Brandon Ishkanyon here. It looks like Terry is the only one who survived that one. Here we go. The beginning of a pit party. So these guys can go ahead and kind of tuck this away here. might have to a little tangle up from some of those drivers out there on the track. Might be an idea to kind of take a peek here at what they are doing. You know, Brendan Lacey is out there. Jacob Butcher into the track for a little bit here. See if we can take a peek at some of them at this point. Yeah, definitely some terrible, terrible camera angles. See if I can have a conversation with, let's see. Let's see if we can have a conversation with Mr. Chapman. Let's see. Tim Chapman, you got a copy? There we go. Hey, buddy, how's it going out there tonight?
Not too bad.
All right. Kind of the track coming around to you the way you would expect, or is it draft kind of the key to win it, to staying up front here tonight?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Someone else was in the chat.
Okay. No, what I was saying is that kind of how is the track handling out there? I mean, is draft kind of the number one game here tonight?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be, get in line and try and put down laps and get to the end. That's what I'm going to try and do, is try and stay out of trouble.
All right. Seeing you down there in the Gambler Motorsports, is there anybody you you can trust to kind of push around this track that can help you or you help them?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll try and team up with Zach. I mean, he's a great pusher. But we'll see. Like I said, I'll try to stick with him and whoever else might be around at the time.
All right, man. Well, hopefully we'll see you get out there. I know qualifying will come up here in about another 5-6 minutes, man. But good luck to you out there, bud. You were third in points, so definitely expect to see a good show out of you here tonight.
All right. Thanks a lot. Zach, you in here?
All right, there we go. Got Tim Chapman back down to Gambler Motorsports. I know he's trying to team up with Zach Chapman. Hopefully seeing if Zach Chapman can get around here a little better than he was. I know Brendan Lacey, he's having some trouble out there, spinning around a few times. Definitely some of these guys are kind of really concentrating here, really trying to see if they can put down a solid time here tonight. Whether they can or if they can't, we'll definitely have to kind of see what they can come up with at this point. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe last week Christopher Schaefer won on Tuesday. Jeffrey Kemper came second, and Roland Olson won a gold dog bone for coming in third. And then if you guys tuned in to Simtrax Broadcasting or the Coast2Coast Racing Network, you'll know that Roger Craig won a gold dog bone for the Thursday Xfinity Series these guys are running. Right now, they were a little nervous if that Xfinity Series was going to pull away from the Truck Series here, but right now I've got 32 guys lined up for this one. We'll see if Kyle Moonen and Pat Boyce load up here. Yeah, 33 is actually who I've got registered. But this is a super speedway, so these guys are definitely not going to, take no for an answer on this one. This is definitely a race you want to show up for. It doesn't matter who you are, but you've got a chance. A few of these other guys are kind of taking it easy here. I think maybe a little driver's chat is going on right now, kind of letting them know, hey, guys, take it easy. It's Talladega. You know, we got to mind our P's and Q's on this one, because this is definitely going to be a push toward the front and figure out what's going on out there. Take a look here at Jeff Flaro. Haven't seen him out here for a little while. Definitely, Talladega, definitely, if there's one thing it does, it brings large crowds. Large crowds. Everybody definitely has to really hop in on this, but we're going to, I fully expect to see 2-3 wide conditions. What I hope I don't see is a bunch of crashing. Because I believe at Talladega last time it was definitely pretty rough. Those guys were piling up, and I think once they kind of settled down a little bit, it wasn't so bad. But they'll have their eyeballs out for these, for some of these guys out there on the track. Yeah, we kind of have to check on, actually, Roger Craig. I saw he actually went out there and put a time down. I wasn't sure if there was going to be any sort of a problem. Oh boy, that is going to do it here, and immediately sling us straight into qualifying. A lot of fast drivers out there tonight. We'll take a quick peek over the course of the practice here. Somebody who I do not see out there is Isaac Salas. I do not see Isaac Salas in the 5 machine. But hopefully we'll see a few guys out there on the track right now. A couple of guys out there so far. Christopher Berger, Dean Meitzler, and the 49 machine. And it's going to take a while for these guys to get qualified here. I mean, it takes a good bit to get around. Right now, I'm showing about 15 guys out there on the track at this point. Let's see if they got anything for us. Nothing yet. Come on. Who's going to bring our first time in? Taking a look, like I said, at the 49, Dean Meitzler here in his Chevrolet. Let's see. Excellent. All right. Stella out there in the chat. Coming over to see the NASCAR truck. Glad you could join me here. Always love a good tag. Yeah, to me, I love a Talladega race too, but is it going to be a good one? And we'll have to kind of see as we get going. Since you are away from your computer, how many laps? We have 50. 50 laps is what we have in store here for tonight. 50 laps. Tires will not be an issue. Fuel will be, though. We've seen a few races get lost by a few guys out there, you know, not being able to have enough fuel to make it to the end. So we'll see how many of these guys can go ahead and get squared away. 17 on the books so far. Not seeing Robert Lynch out here either, or Isaac Salas. There are a couple of guys I'm not seeing, but we're seeing ones I haven't seen in a while. getting out there onto the track. 20 in the books. Come on, guys. We can get a few more out there. We are missing the back third of the field at this point. Actually a little nervous right now if I were actually, Zach Chapman here. Tim Chapman placed all the way up so far, sitting in 6th. I'll see if Zach's got anything better here. Maybe he ran a hot lap there toward the top, try to heat up those tires. See if Zach Chapman can save his time here. 19th position with a 56.11. Still back in the back 20 here. So the two Chapmans are going to be separated pretty bad here by almost 14 spots. Kyle Moonen, dirt track bank winner, placing right now on the pole. Tied it right now with Boyce. Yeah, from my ticker here, Pat Boyce nailed a 55.90 and Kyle Moonen got a 55.89. Alrighty, out there in the chat, my wife is rooting for Brandon Ishkanyon. That is going to stop our qualifying time. Go ahead and wrap that up. Let's take a look here at our grid. Starting tonight's race, Kyle Moonen will be starting us on the front row. With that fast time that he ran, can't blame him. That is going to be an excellent job for him starting toward the front. That is going to go ahead and push us to Pat Boyce starting 2nd, Jeff Floro in 3rd, Brandon Dittmer in 4th, Jack Hitt in 5th, Joseph Canellis in 6th, Tim Chapman 7th, Preston Cranmer landing in 8th. So a lot of fast drivers here so far. Brandon Ishkanyon will be in 9th, and Christopher Berger will be in 10th. Jeffrey Kemper 11th. Roger Craig starting in the top 12. Let's rotate to the second half here. Jeremy Tate starting 13th. Randy Shreves 14th. Neil Strausser 15th. Dean Meitzler, that is, into 16th. John Rayner 17th, with Steven Bixler starting in the 18th position. Chris Schaefer starting 19th after winning last week. Jacob Butcher into 20th, with Zach Chapman in the 21st. Bill Calder starting 22nd. These guys definitely toward the back here. Roland Olson will be starting 23rd. Bob Light, interesting to see him there in the 24th. I don't know if he qualified there. In the back. That'll start us with Doyle Lawrence there in the 25th. Brendan Lacey 26th. Sigelkow 27th. Goldner 28th. Jason Sams in 29th. Dwayne Simons into 30th. Stephen Goldner 31st. Jackson Lomax in 32nd. And Terry Landis in the 33rd position. I don't think Mr. Brian Dickens in the 34 made it. Yeah, I think he is nixed out of this one. For our Tim Chapman Coast to Coast designs here. These guys getting locked and loaded, ready to go here. Excited to see what we've got lined up for this one. Said Tim Chapman's the man of this this run here. Race control will be Roger Craig in the 747, and I think a few guys out there are going to be serving some penalties. Like I said, Doyle and Gary should be starting from pit, I believe. And there they are. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Terry will be as well. Hate to see that for some of these guys. But I believe I see Gary Sigelkow out there on the track. So I don't know if maybe he served that last week or whatnot, but we'll see what happens this time. Kyle Moonen and Pat Boyce starting in the front row. Good stack up here so far. Stella out there in the chat. Hope these fellas have been practicing. It's a whole different animal than racing dirt. That you're 100% correct. It's going to be really a pretty good run for these guys here toward the back. Good field, though. Good field. Really liking what I'm seeing. Let's take a little peek here from the outside. Kind of an outside view. Like I said, look how many cars. Right now, I've got 34 guys lined up for this one. Yeah, hopefully these guys, like I said, hopefully these guys have been practicing. Nice, calm, cool, and collected being on the track. We got 50 laps to get it done. You can't win in the first two. If anything should be a hint, Dale Earnhardt started back in the 18th position and won the race with 6 to go. There's still that chance here in the trucks. Draft is going to be number one and key to this one. What I would not do in this race, if it comes down to a green flag stop, is take tires. Tires almost don't matter here. If you're taking fuel, maybe take right sides, but really tires are kind of a moot point. They don't really wear in hardly at all here. But Kyle Moonen, Pat Boyce starting us on the front row. Green flag is out and away they go. So Kyle Moonen right now rocking the number 3 car, showing on our ticker as the 24. But we'll see how this kind of gets around the track here so far. A couple of these guys mushing up toward the front here. And already good job by some of them. You do kind of see a little bit of a spread out. I think these guys are kind of looking for the long haul. And they're looking to see if they can push their way toward the front, but everything looking A-okay, and so far so good at this point. Kyle Moonen staying down toward the bottom will last for now, but wait till that top half here kind of really comes into play, and the tires start, the track starts heating up, and then that outside row will start forming up. These guys are slicing down the track. All right, going ahead and completing lap 1. I don't know about you guys out there in the chat. I gotta admit, I was a little bit nervous here. I thought we may have ended up with the tangle up coming out of turn 2 or into turn 1. But these guys look like they're going ahead and straightening everything out. Maybe a 3-wide condition there toward the back, somewhere around that Roland Olsen area. We'll keep an eye. Looks like a couple guys are shuffling around there toward the back. Keep an eye here. Looks like Bill Calder there getting a little pressure by Brendan Lacey. In that 414, but looks like everybody's kind of calmed down. Bob Light back another 4 positions. Back into 28th at this point. Still a lot of race to go. He may be gambling at this point. Dodging a lot of wrecks. I believe here at Simtrax Broadcasting we've made a short actually of Bob Light with his wreck avoidance here. Guys out here on the track just seeming to be getting it done here. So far, taking a look at Brandon Ishkanyon here, battling alongside Roger Craig in the 747 machine. Everything looking good so far. Patience Mortson out there in the chat. You like Moonen's paint job, I'm sure. He does. Had somebody paint that, if not himself. Definitely, if he is able to finish this, I'd like to know where he got that paint job from. Right now, Kyle Moonen seems to be having it on the track here so far. Let's take a little look here at that car. At number 3, and you definitely see, from our angle, everything looks good, but look how the rest of the field kind of wiggles behind him here. Especially getting in the turn. It kind of looks like a fish. Everybody just kind of squirms in the backfield here. So far, right now, like I said, that bottom line will work for now, but it looks like Floro, he's going to slide up, now create a 3-wide condition. He's not going to be happy about that. So the number 1 of Joseph Canellis will be the first one to meet Jeff Floro in the middle lane. They can hold it as long as everybody feels pretty confident. The 41 machine of Pat Boyce. Yep, that's going to do it. Here we go. That's going to do it. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a mistake. Yeah, I don't know if Pat Boyce didn't see him on that turn, but that is going to bring out our first caution here of tonight. Man. Yeah, I knew that was going to be some trouble. Fortunately, we'll have some faster pairs here. Let's see if we can rotate in a good spot. Taking another look at this, kind of what happened here. There was definitely an ugly shot from the back. Let's take a look. We saw before it was a 3 wide. Jeff Floro. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of happened there. It's kind of a weird lane that Pat Boyce was taking there in the 41 machine. But it just kind of manifests itself in a real mess here. I think it also works its way on back, I believe, in the Brandon Ish Canyon area. You see him down in the grass trying to get away from it. And it just continues. Take another look here. I want to see actually where Brandon Ish Canyon ended up. We see him in the number 19 drop down toward the bottom. He sees it happening, but I think it comes and meets him later on. Yep, right there. Ooh, yep. And yeah, just, man. Kind of makes you wonder, kind of hindsight, why. You know, I was so close. I was almost away. But hopefully Brandon is able to go ahead, get that thing fired back up and down pit road. He's going to have to, unfortunately, use that faster pair, right off the bat here. And try again. I'm interested to see how many of these drivers kind of, if and how many they survived here at this point. I know some of you guys, if you remember anything from last time, Bob Light here. Let's take a look at what he saw, and I think he made it through it. Yep. Yeah, he wasn't even chancing this one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this, to me, when I race, this is normally where the dumb stuff happens, is people start turning into you, trying to get back on the track, because they're frustrated and everything else. So hopefully we'll see what happens there. If I'm not mistaken, Pat Boyce is still down pit road here. Bob Light into the 26th position. He didn't move up too much here. He's actually 2 back from where he started. Right now, biggest mover of the race. Gary Sigelkow into 9th. He's moved up 18 so far. And actually, Terry Landis here in the 11th position has moved up 22. So he served a penalty in this race, and now he's up to this point. Not too shabby. Not too shabby out of Terry Landis here. What I want to know is Mr. Floro here. It doesn't look like any damage came to his 200 car. He seemed, like I said, he got out of that situation. I think Pat Boyce kind of came down and touched that right front. It doesn't look like any damage on the 200 car. Yeah, number 1, deep red car. Stella out there right now in the top 6. Joseph Canellis in the number 1 car. He kind of saw it all happen and then got out of the way. These guys are double stacking here. Yeah, definitely a lot of cars got messed up on that one. Meitzler, Craig, Butcher, Zach Chapman, Bob Light. We saw him survive. Pat Boyce, Neil Strausser got caught up. Yeah, just a lot of cars got hammered on that one. A lot of cars got hammered. So a couple of these guys, you do see them coming off pit road here. They're going to be a few laps down. If I'm not mistaken, Boyce is still a lap down at this point. Seeing the amount of time he was actually down pit, about 3.29 seconds. I don't know if his car was destroyed bad enough he couldn't, he had to tow. But he's going to be down a lap now. A lot of big moves here. And right now, Preston Kramer's got to be feeling pretty good. Starting in the front, 83 car of Brandon Dittmer will actually be pushing him in the Ricky Bobby Wonderbread car. These guys getting stacked up. And check out Bill Calder. Bill Calder up here in the 15th position, but I think he got tangled up in some of that mess before. As we're taking a look at him here, kind of right behind our ticker. He's got some damage to the front end of that car. Now, remember what I was saying, one thing about this track is it's something you got to keep an eye out for on aerodynamics. It's kind of a 100%, it's got to have aerodynamics. And to stay competitive in the draft. So we'll watch out for Bill Calder here in the 325 because this is definitely going to play off on him. He may have to stick his nose out a little more than usual, than some drivers, because that he may end up in an overheating issue. But number 3 car, I believe that is Doyle. Doyle Lowrance there in the Chevrolet. Almost tried to see if he could wedge a 3-wide condition there with Terry Landis. But Terry's already slid his way into the top 10 and moving his way up front. Let's take a look. If they're going to get a little hungry, move toward the bottom. Man, I saw that one coming. Here we go. Another pile up. Terry Landis and Gary Sigelkow got into that one. I do not think these guys' spotters are going to be earning a steak dinner tonight. Kyle Moonen goes ahead and retains the lead, fighting there with Preston Cranmer. 83 going to get up real close here and see if we can give him a push. Yeah, good job right there by the 83 while using that outside line to get the speed. Now, the 83's got to be confident in pushing Preston Cranmer around. Right now, only one Ford survives here in the top 5, and that is be driven by Jack Hitt at this point. Right there in the 217 you see on the bottom row. Preston Cranmer dropping off that high line and giving up there on Brandon Dittmer. So now Dittmer's going to have to lead the outside line, and will Preston Cranmer kind of try to see if he can hold off both these guys. We'll see here from the top. Definitely starting to lose some speed here. The only way here at Talladega to start picking up speed is drop down toward the guy on the bottom lane. Whoa, Bill Calder, hold on. Bill Calder slid toward the top, and like I was saying, I don't know if the aerodynamics are going to start playing up on him here. Definitely next pit stop, or if there's a caution flag, I definitely expect to see the 325 machine coming down and getting a fast repair here, as it looks like a hard shot there by the 30. Stephen Goldner work on the outside, 4-wide condition. Boy, I guarantee if you're Brandon Ishkanyon there in the 19, he's panicking. We got some guys sliding up toward the front here. And it looks like the 217 of Jack Hitt has caught himself in a 3-wide. They can hold it. 217, hold on. Bumping and banging, here we go. These guys definitely pushing their ways toward the front, moving around. Bill Calder there toward the bottom. We see him kind of wiggling there on the bottom line here. Definitely these guys are trying to figure out where they need to be and kind of calm down a little bit here. Some guys feeling a little faster than others. And definitely making a lane. I've made a lane before, but as long as you're doing it smart. 23 machine of Chris Schaefer here, last week's winner, down on the bottom. Fought his way up 12 positions so far and into 7th. Taking a look at some of these drivers here. We're almost about to go another 3-wide. It looks like Jack Hitt on the 217 toward the top. Preston Cranmer got filed out of position here, and now he's trying to fight. Around and around they go here. See if we can get a different camera angle here. Chris Schaefer, boys, I wonder if he's going to take it. He's going to aim for that center slot, and he can do it. Just hold a solid line, use the door draft, and around he goes. So he battles past the 414 of Brendan Lacey, battles past the 217 of Jack Hitt, and away he goes. Chris Schaefer now into 7th. On the outside of the 302 of Jack Rayner, and away he goes. Still, using that door draft, it's working. Chris Schaefer obviously has raced on pavement before here, and he's making it happen. So right now, Chris Schaefer up to 4th, doing exactly what he needs to be doing. Now to 3rd. On the outside of Joseph Canellis, who's hanging out in 2nd. Still pushing. He's got a pusher behind him now. Christopher Berger, who's up 6 positions in a row. Away they go. We got to tangle up. Look out. 4. Oh, man. This is... man. Look how many trucks. Look how many trucks. Over 20 involved in this one. And Bob Light did not survive. That is going to bring out our 2nd caution here. I am floored by that one. That was amazing. We're going to have to see how that originated because it looked like somebody got a little loose and then just kind of came undone from that one. And I think it may have been in the Jack Hitt area with the 217 machine. Let's take a little look here. 217 peeking around Brendan Lacey here. Whoa. Yep, right there. That started it. That started it here from the top. Brendan Lacey. This is not dirt, buddy, but hold on. Great job there by Preston. Look at Preston Kramer. We got to ride along with him. Oh, but he got caught. Oh, man, I thought he was going to break free. 72 machine. Looks like Chapman got into it. Bob Light just driving through the smoke. You see him down here toward the bottom. He's about to meet the 217, but I think he's about to get rear-ended by Roger Craig there. Yep, definitely pushed him the rest of the way through. Both the Chapmans. There's the 37. Alrighty, Stella. Yeah, I may go ahead and have to point my finger at you on this one. The guys are heading down pit right now. You may have called it. Racing was looking pretty good there, but I think everything kind of went around. I don't know who survived. I'd like to find Jason Sams and see if he survived in that one. Let's see if we can kind of take a ride along with him on the roll bar and kind of see where he ended up. Let's take a look. Full speed. Yeah, looked like a little bump out of the right front there. Sounds like he's got an engine power issue. Yeah, definitely want to get caught back up to that pace car and see if see what can happen here. Let's see if I can find somebody was here a little farther toward the back who may have seen a little more than what we did. Kind of how everything originated and what he really had coming up to him. Let's actually ride along with, let's see, Roger Craig. Let's take a ride along with him. Now, I know he kind of got into Bob Light here, but let's see what happens as he's coming through the turn. Yeah, this is not good. Not good. Not good. Everybody's meeting him. Oof. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was the 41 as well. Definitely Pat Boyce, once again, getting tangled up in another one here. We're going to go through one more shot here and take a ride along here with Pat Boyce. He ended up on his lid. Oh, look out. Definitely not good. All right, everybody out there in the chat. If you want to make a different call here of who might win this race, you still have a chance to change it, because that was definitely a mix-up there. Randy Shreves Did not pit on that last round. Gary Sigelkow's here toward the front. I believe he may be our lucky dog around, seeing that he did not pit either. He pit back on lap 11. These guys may be pacing around a little bit. Pace car lights are out. Take a look here. He should get the wave around, and he's got to hurry up, because he's got to make it all the way around the track before we go back green. Randy Shreves will be taking the lead here in the 56, up 13 positions. Jacob Butcher, he's up 85. In the 85, up 18 positions. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181, up 3. Jason Sams, we took a ride along with him. Hopefully he has not ended up with any damage here so far. But he is the start of the guys who pit back here on lap 13. And then everybody from there on back had pit at this point. I do not have any ticker on Kyle Moon in here. I would assume he is pit. At this point in time, biggest mover of the race and survivor, Jason Sams up 25 positions. And Dwayne Simons is pretty close, up 21 here in the 025. There's one thing out there, Stella. I didn't think Talladega was a possible of more than one big one, but that was massive. I believe over 20 cars got collected in that one. Definitely something to see. I know these guys have been cleaning it up pretty well, and right now we're only at a second caution. I believe earlier in the year we were up to 4 or 5 by this point. So far so good. And really, once these guys start driving around each other, they get that feel. They know what each other are going to do, and they feel a lot more confident here. It looks like pace car lights are back on. I'm going to bring it around for another lap. Gary Sigelkow should have caught the field by now, and he has. I believe Preston Cranmer back here, lap down. Got a lot of cars here lap down on that back on the back 20 stretch here. Still have time. All right, pace car lights are out once again. So it should be green flag this time by. From what I am checking here, from 20th back is a lap down. Started with Brendan Lace and Stephen Goldner, Jeremy Tate, Dean Meitzler, Terry Landis, Barry Goldner, Gary Sigelkow, Jack Hitt, Jeff Floro, Neil Strausser, Preston Cranmer, Brandon Ishkanyan, Pat Boyce, I believe Doyle Lowrance, and Mr. Brian Dickens. They are out of the race here for tonight. Number 3 got caught up in another banger there, and I think he went ahead and kind of turned it in, took it straight back to the garage. Maybe just a little frustrations there. I like to see people kind of give it another shot here, especially with 2 faster pairs. Oof. Somebody kind of kissed the wall back there. Not sure. I may have... No, that was not. I thought that was Brandon Ishkanyan there. Kind of kissed it off the wall. Something to see. Single file here toward the inside line. Kind of interesting to see here toward the back. Yeah, Sigelkow got the wave around, but he's gonna have to battle his way up to 20th position and get caught back up. What in the world is going on here? Not quite sure what is going on here in the back. I wonder if Terry Landis is okay. Okay. Not quite sure what him and Brennan Lacey got going on there with Terry Landis, but that has got to get straightened out here after this race. But right now, Randy Shreves and Jacob Butcher starting here toward the front. The 181 of Jeffrey Kemper's got a pretty good decision to make, and whether he wants to stay in this line or not. I've seen where guys push this inside lane. He can give up on him, slide toward the top, and get used to it because that outside lane's coming on hot. Coming out of that out of turn 2 here, we got a boatload of speed coming into turn 3. And Jacob Butchers has the lead. 911 of Jason Sams has got to steady his wheel before he slides across the nose of Christopher Berger. If he doesn't calm it down here, he's going to end up spinning the guy here in front of him. Randy Shreves feeling pretty confident about Jeffrey Kemper and the 181 behind him. He seems to be holding on pretty tight. But the one of Joseph Canellis starting to get a little wiggle as well. Can't blame him. Fresh new tires if these guys did pit and get some tires. I know some of them did, some of them didn't. Keep in mind that our top guys, Randy Shreves, Jeffrey Kemper, and Jacob Butcher, last pit on 5, 6, and 4. Everybody else last pit on lap 4, 5. I believe tires were taken on Brandon Dittmer's vehicle. He had a 14-second pit stop, so we'll see if that pays off later on in the end. Looks like Kyle Moonan's actually off track here. Don't know what is happening to that 3. We'll keep an eye on him. Out there in the chat, Stellar Stella. Where did Chris Schaefer ended up? Well, he ended up somewhere in that tangle up there. Back here in 11th position. That number 23 car, he's got a long way to go now. Like I was saying, he was battling there toward the lead, and I think something undid during pit road. He had a 25-second pit stop. So he may have ended up with a little damage, hammer that thing back out and back on the road, and away he goes. If he had any damage, I would definitely have gotten it fixed. There's a lot more race to get done. We're not even to that halfway point. But definitely don't count out Chris Schaefer, who's hanging out in 11th. Oh, no, that is not good. Man, saw that one. Looks like Bill Calder came onto the apron, and then just the rest of the field just kind of ate that one. I was going to bring out our next caution. Taking a little look here at Kyle Moonen. Coming down pit already. I think this may be actually a compound issue on this one. Let's take a look at kind of how this started here. 30 of it looks like Steven Goldner sees the 325 rotate up, drops down to the bottom, tries to get the angle on him, riding the yellow line. He's still, he's dropping below the yellow line, trying to see if he can squeak a little extra move here. Trying to buy him some room, but collects the 325 here. And 325, when you're at over 180, 190 miles an hour, once it bucks you on the bottom, that's kind of it. The 2-car Christopher Berger's around, and away he goes. And I think everybody else was able to survive. Nasty, nasty, nasty tangle up here. Yeah, fortunately it did not collect a lot of drivers here. But I don't know if this kind of actually compounded before it as well. Let's take another look at it actually before the turn here. It looked like Bill Calder gets cut off. Woo, boy, right there by the 911 Jason Sams. He lets up, 30 sneaks under. Yeah, and the 30 just can't hold it any lower. Rotates around and gets caught up. 025 Dwayne Simons there. He got hammered pretty well there as well. Taking a look here down pit road as a third caution comes up. Yeah, right now, Stellar, you're number one. You must be talking about Joseph Canellis. Yes, still rocking it up front. So far, so good, hanging in the 4th position. I would expect to see probably, here, let's take a look here from the outside. Some drivers not pitting at this point. They are lapped down. They're going to want to try to get this wave around here to get pushed back onto the lead lap. If they have, which I'm hoping, this is going to hopefully get at least another 8 cars back on the field at this point. Goldner 1 lap. Brennan Lacey. Like I said, I don't know what happened with him and Terry Landis out there. But hopefully those two are separated just for a little bit. I understand there's some tempers flare up on the track, but I'm not quite sure if what happened, if Lacey, maybe something happened with the wheel. Yeah, after that one, Dwayne Simons with a lot of damage on the right side of that race car. A lot of damage on the right side of that race car. Yeah, left front as well. Yeah, he kind of got mushed up here. So that's going to be very, very painful. So maybe during the next scheduled pit stop, Mr. Simons is going to come down pit road. Hopefully after that halfway point, get that thing squared away. He may be out of fast repairs at this point. Kind of bumbling around in the back of the track like we were seeing before. So many cars getting hammered on that one. The 025 of Dwayne Simons might be looking down pit road now. I believe Bob Light is coming down as well. And he is. I wouldn't put it past Bob Light at this point to try to offset the pits. Come down pit, get some fuel, and get back out there. Taking a little look here at Dwayne Simons. Bob Light's pit stop is just about what we expected there, and Simons, he's going to be dialed back toward the back of the field, but why not, man? It's not worth not reaching that halfway point with the damage. You know, you still got a way to fight your way back toward the front and still have a shot at this thing. All right, let's go ahead and get through our pit stops here. Joseph Canellis and everybody back his pit. Ones who have not pit. Bill Calder in the 325, Chris Schaefer in the 23, and John Rayner in the 3. In the 3rd place, right now riding in the 302. So right now we're seeing the top 3 guys out there on the track right now have not pit. And this could be huge. This could be the determining factor here. What happens to the rest of the field, because they're going to be slicing their way through a little differently than the rest of them. If they pit, or if they only took fuel, maybe tires may take a chance, but from personal experience, I can run almost 45 laps, and this thing will only lose about 4 to 6% on the right side tires, and it's not huge. If you actually run the high line, you can save a lot more tire out there than running the low line and still be plenty aggressive out there. The key is just keeping your car in one piece and not mashing it to pieces like a soda can. But right now, I believe Bill Calder looks from this angle is squared away that 325. The front end is not all squished up that we saw before. So he's going to go ahead and take us to his first green flag restart here. 325, away he goes. Looks like Chris Schaefer may have taken a little extra time, kind of dialed back a little bit and got the run on him here. But man, Chris Schaefer just no help. 302 of John Rayner slides way up the track and really hammers the 23. I guess he liked his paint job and want to share some of it with him too. 911 of Jason Sams toward the bottom here. And I believe we are tangling up here toward the back. Yes, we are. 49 Bob Light, hold on. Oh, man. Well, Bob, I don't think your race is this one, bud. Man. A lot of guys getting hammered around for just dumb reasons at this point. I think these guys just need to calm down. We haven't reached that halfway point yet, and I think everybody's just getting really, really edgy. Really edgy on this one. Sure, tempers are starting to flare at this point. See if I can find maybe where this originated toward the front here. I don't know if Brennan Lacey was a little closer to what happened. Let's take a look. 414 machine coming up the center. Oof. Looks like the 49 and the 63 got into it. 63 of Jeremy Tate. Sends him way out, yeah. And you kind of think it'd be over by then, but here we go. And we kind of keep collecting each other. Bob Light thinks he's safe. He's out of the woods. Gets tail whipped by the 33. Let's kind of stick here with Bob Light here in the 77. Now he's kind of got it collected, but he's trying to stay out of it. Ooh, Terry Landis, watch out. Stay toward the top. Again, the 49 kind of hits him again. 77 of Bob Light trying to get out of there. Takes another shot. You definitely see that guy. Truck looks like his dog tracking pretty bad here. So, Bob Light going to be using another fast repair here to try to save it. Don't know if his tactic of not qualifying is going to pay off here, because this is starting to really not be a good one for him here tonight, and neither has it been for Brennan Lacey here in the 414. Let's take another shot. Another look at this one. Yeah, just got a huge run. And there's no problem with getting a huge run. It's what you do with it. And kind of in this situation, I wouldn't pass, seeing how double stacked everybody is. I would have pushed maybe my guy down toward the bottom and let the inside lane move. Because this is what it causes. You know, it just kind of continues to really ruin the rest of other people's race, including your own. All right, so a crazy turn of events so far. Jason Sams is, from what it's showing, collected the lead here, up 28 positions to the front. Bill Calder ended up in second. Chris Schaefer third. John Rayner fourth. Joseph Canellis in fifth. Zach Chapman has battled his way all the way from the back, now to sixth. He's up 15 positions. Brandon Dittmer's fallen down 3 in the seventh. Randy Shreves up 6 in the eighth. Jeffrey Kemper up 2 and in the ninth, and Roger Craig in the 747. After the last big one we saw, battled his way up 2 positions and now into 10th. Definitely still ended up with some trouble out there on the track. Anybody out there in the chat look alive? I'm looking for you. Right now, Jeffrey Kemper trying to offset this pit here. Definitely dangerous. I would not want to be rotating in the back of the field right now because I might be next. Still good part of the field still out there on the track. Looks like we got a couple more guys that have dialed it out and taken it back to the garage. I believe Dean Meitzler and Roland Olson. These guys have taken it back to the garage. So now we are down 4 guys here so far. And right now the top 18 are in the lead lap. Definitely a good push is going to be required by some of these drivers to get their way back toward the front. Talking about our winners here so far and looking at Jason Sams finally getting his chance up here toward the front. I've seen him get kind of smoked out of that position many, many times. Bob Light has 2 wins on the year. Dan McLaren has 3. And Timothy Chapman has 1. One out there, Christopher Schaefer won last week. He is in the 37th position in points with 1 win. So he's got a lot of work to do, and he's got to keep chopping to see if he can push his way toward the front. Now, with last week's finish, Zachary Chapman moved up 2 positions in 8th. So he's got to be pretty happy about that. Jason Sams, we're going to take off when he's ready. All right, Barney's waving the green flag, and away we go. Jason Sams in the lead here. 325 of Bill Calder dialing it toward the outside here. Boy, look out. Yep, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it to the caution replay here. We're looking at Bill Calder here in the 325. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if maybe he thought he was in the lead. But he got away for the leader to pass. And then it just, yeah, I think Brandon Ishkanian almost gets the worst of this one. 75 machine had nowhere to go. I mean, I get it, what he's trying to do, but still kind of caught everybody in that. A lot of the Salty Dogs racing team got kind of squished up on that one. All right, let's take a ride with actually Gary Sigelkow. Let's kind of see what he saw from this position here, and kind of see what moves he made to survive this one. Sees it. Oh, man. All right, there's an L word for that one. Luck, baby. Nothing but luck on that one. All right, out there in the chat, Stellar Stella. You were hoping it was a mechanical error and not a disaster shift pattern. Unknown. It would be an idea to take a ride here with Bill Calder. I don't know if something happened. Kind of inside. I know it was definitely an ugly one here. We'll go through it real quick here. Kind of getting out of turn here with the acceleration point was not good. Yeah, and he kind of let off the gas there. Yeah, I know I've done it. I've ended up in a bit of a mechanical error before with a shifter or something like that. Best thing you can do is kind of slam toward the top of the track and let the rest of the field go around you. Definitely a tumble up. I know things do happen, but it's okay. Fortunately, I think the 325 was able to go ahead and get that car squared back away. And hopefully we can get some green flag laps here, guys. We're up to our 5th caution here. Just broke over the halfway point. I know if you're a lap down, this is perfect. Get that lucky dog, go and get my lap back, and I can be perfectly happy with that. But it looks like some guys are definitely trying to kind of play the pit game here. From 10th back, starting with Jason Sam's pit. So Sam's, Dittmer, Kanellis, John Rayner, Chris Schaefer, Randy Shreve, Steven Bixler, and Jeffrey Kemper all pit on lap 28. Definitely a huge chunk of guys decide to pit on that one. And definitely something to see in this one, man. Definitely rough out there on the track. If I'm not mistaken, I believe a few more cars have taken it out. I believe Brennan Lacey may be out of this one. Brandon Ish Canyon is out. And I think after that mashup, Brandon Ish Canyon, I think he is probably out of fast repairs. So that is going to finish it for him tonight and kind of stop his points charge here in the 19 machine. But we are checking it out here. I'm not sure. He may have survived. There he is. Brandon Ish Canyon is still alive. Let's take another look at this. What? Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me kind of figure out what happened here. Is this still from the same issue here? What happened to Brandon Ish Canyon? Let's take a look at it. We saw what happened before. The 75 gets into him. I didn't realize it kind of continues here. We should be done. Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe there was a steering issue on that. I was getting stacked up here. Back onto the track for you guys out there still watching. Appreciate you hanging out with me. I know this is kind of it's kind of being a rough one. I thought we kind of gotten over some of this here out on the Super Speedway. I know it's definitely a tough one out there. I know especially what we've seen for the past few weeks here in the Tim Chapman NASCAR Pickup Cup and what we saw in the Xfinity. I mean, those were amazing races there at I believe at Texas, and I guess tonight these guys are just starting to get the dander's starting to get up again, and we're kind of duking it out again like it was the first race of the season, but we're going to try again. Zach Chapman will lead us away. Roger Craig on that outside line. Roger Craig trying to leave a little bit of room here toward the top. I know right now, there we go. Looks like Zach and Tim Chapman have finally collected each other here on the inside row. And out in front, Roger Craig trying to see if he can go for another dog bone here for the Salty Dogs racing team here in the front. As long as he can stay clean, and that 96 car is Jackson Lomax here can go ahead and give him a good push toward the front. Roger Craig might be able to go ahead and get a lead lap here, but he's still got 3 and 4 and a dog leg to get through. So let's see what he's got. Looks like Roger Craig's already got a little bit of war paint on front of him at this point. Let's take a look from the nose Actually, of that 96, you do see a lot of damage from that 747 machine. They're taking a peek around. Oh, boy. Yep, here we go. 96 looking to send it about 3 wide here. Looks like Roger Craig ducks down in front of Zach Chapman in the 72. Nice move by the 72 here, going ahead and staying collected, but watch Brandon Dittmer on the high side. 3 wide he's running it here, no problem. Middle lane has to hold steady in the front. Kyle Moonen in the 3, pushing his way toward the front. Look at this. Brandon Dittmer all the way from the back to the front. But biggest mover right now is Jackson Lomax in the 96 in the center lane. He's up 30 positions. Started way in the back, and now he's battling up here for that 3rd position. But Brandon Dittmer holding on tight here toward the top. Here's the weird part. This is kind of what trips everybody up here, is right at this dog leg. It's 4 wide, and then he'll squeeze back down to 3. Everybody stays nice and calm. Look at this. 3 wide for about 5 rows. Excellent job by all these drivers here so far, but the inside line looks like it's starting to form up. Roger Craig and Zach Chapman got to calm it down here a little bit and stop the wiggling. That way they can continue to start this charge back forward. Zach Chapman and Tim Chapman definitely behind that 747 machine. Want to see some success pushing him toward the front. Ooh, man, Tim Chapman, nice and easy. And it's one of those things. It's harder than it looks. Once these guys get in that aerodynamic bubble, it starts to loosen the truck up, and they'll start swinging you around. Keeping it under control, but they are on old tires. Back from lap 20 is when they've done a few cautions they've been through, and away we go. Now, how in the world, if you ask yourself, are we running 3 wide without an issue, but we were having trouble running 2 wide, killing each other? Still on the inside, Tim Chapman of a 3 wide condition, 0.25 of Dwayne Simons toward the top. Oh boy, there's somebody here toward the back starting to get loose. I don't know if that's Terry Landis. I think that might be starting to get loose toward the top. Tim Chapman falling down to 9th, now down to 8th. The outside line starting to form up. Chris Schaefer back into the 5th position. Good moves here so far. Excellent job here. And yeah, Chris Schaefer still battling from the back. He's got some right side damage to the side of that truck, but he's trying to make that Chevrolet work. Jackson Lomax still holding the 2nd position here in that 96 Toyota. Once again, Dwayne Simons in his Toyota. So right now, 2 Toyotas, and the rest of the top 10 is Chevrolets. Jacob Butcher and his Ford just broke into 9th. And now that inside line that was once leading the race is now here. Roger Craig, watch that one happen. Hold on. Chris Schaefer, hold on, buddy. Great collection. Great collection. No wreck. Everything survived. But he's got to tuck back in. Gary Sigelkow can't be happy about that. Definitely just cut the wind out from in front of him. As Gary Sigelkow has allowed Chris Schaefer to tuck back in, not letting him lose a complete draft here. And now they're going to fight their way back toward the front, but Chapman's loose. Tim Chapman hit the wall. Oh, look out. Yep, that's going to bring out a caution here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that car's got some heavy damage now. That is going to do it for him. Let's rotate back up front. Yeah, I think that 3 wide condition kind of wore everybody out here. Kyle Moonen. Yeah, Kyle Moonen's got to watch out here because the pusher behind him right now is ready to go. You know, and I believe, kind of with the numbers scraped off there, that is the 30 machine. If I'm not mistaken. 96 a Lomax. Yeah, I think... Is that a lapped car? Of Steven Goldner? Yeah, I think that's Steven Goldner in the 30 car. He is a lap down right now, battling up here with the front pile. Brandon Dittmer files... Look at that. Look toward the top. Brandon Dittmer fired down into the middle lane here, and these guys have got to be careful. Man, you can just see the lack of communication here. These guys just swinging around here on the track. They've all of a sudden, those tires are warmed up, they're tacky, and now we're flying. Everybody hitting that aerodynamic bubble, trying to see if they can fly, you know, surf their way up toward the top, but it's not happening here. Kyle Moonen gets bumped out. And now Kyle Moonen way back. I think he's saying it's getting a little too hairy up there. 14 to go. There's a wreck bound to happen. 9-11 of Jason Sams battling his way back toward the front. Right now in the first, second, and fourth position. I don't believe any of these guys started in the top 30. Right now here in the top 5. Oh boy, there it goes. All right, that's going to bring out our next caution here. Yeah, I believe Terry Landis may have been caught up in this one. And I got to admit, that 3 wide race, that was excellent. That was excellent. It's like everybody knew what they were supposed to do. Everybody aimed. Everybody had a purpose. They knew what their job was to do. And I think once these guys start getting room, that's where things start happening. Because look at the 4 wide issue in front of him here. Brandon Dittmer on the outside, and Landis is actually sitting here in between the 2 front middle, the middle row here. And then he hits this aerodynamic bubble. And this is where the 4 lanes squeeze to 3. And I'm not quite sure what the 025. I don't know if it loosened up or Dwayne Simons there didn't see him on the right outside of his car. Because, like I said, I think that 4 wide condition stopped, and he didn't want to lose the draft. And Terry Landis was kind of a sitting duck at that part. And I hate to see it. So right now, coming back to it, looks like Terry Landis has brought it down pit. Terry Landis, I believe, is down a lap or 2 here. Right now, the top 11 are on the lead lap. Kyle Moonen is now a lap down. Pit on lap 37. But we got a lot of other guys coming down pit as we speak. Interesting pit strategy here. Kind of seeing where these guys decide to go. Yeah, we're taking a look here at Roger Craig. Hopefully he's not seeing a fast repair come out for that 747. Massive damage to the right side of that car. Looked like Jeffrey Kemper on the 181 slid through his pit box here. Yeah, once again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We are coming down to almost 10 to go here at Talladega. Kind of a treacherous 50 laps here for a lot of these drivers out here. Definitely testing the patience and the will of some of these drivers out here. And definitely, like I said, definitely testing kind of what these guys can do. And I would almost say, it's almost safe to say these guys are better on a smaller track, because once they get to the super speedways, kind of this silly stuff kind of starts happening here. We've got a lot of cars out here. I think Bob Light is out, Calder's out, Jack Hitt is out, Brendan Lacey is out, Brandon Ishkanyon, he's still trying to fix that car in the 19 machine. Hopefully he's able to kind of retain some of them. Right now he's sitting in the 30th position. He might be able to get it squared away and hopefully get back out. I don't know on the extent of the damage to his car. At least I don't see smoke rolling out from underneath the hood. But right now he is under about 17 and a half minutes sitting here in pit. So those Brandon Ishkanyon fans, he is not happy about that. Dwayne Simons here in the in the 025. There with about a 2-minute repair. Gonna see if he can fight back out there. Stella. Check who's in the lead right now. Chris Schaefer, last pit on lap 28 here, is still out here on the track, and he's in the lead. And if I'm not mistaken, I bet you he's still got some right side damage to that Chevrolet here. Yes, he does. And there are a lot of cars right now. I mean, Steven Bixler, he's got some damage here. Jason Sams, looking pretty straight on that one. Looks like the back end's squared away. Brandon Dittmer here in the 4th. Jackson Lomax. So a lot of these guys came down to pit. Right now, the only guys who have yet to pit, or to pit on this cycle here, is Chris Schaefer and Steven Bixler here that are sitting in the front row. Everybody else has gone ahead and figured to come down pit, hopefully for the one last time. I think if the cautions continue, I think we're going to be running out of fuel. But definitely clutching it during these turns to try to save that little bit extra. It's kind of a fine-tuned deal. If they clutch it in, they'll have enough fuel to make it to the end. But if you continue running it, it'll get a little less fuel and you'll actually be a little bit faster. But personally, where the fuel tank is located on these trucks, I'd want that extra weight in the back end, because you see how once these cars start loosening up, it's got so little weight that it'll actually start jerking the truck around a whole bunch, and that's why these guys are battling to try to keep it stuck to the track around the turns here. Appreciate you guys tuning in once again. You want to see my schedule that I've got going on, check me out at simtracksbroadcasting.com. I've got my schedule up there, everything we are doing. I got a full schedule this week. Wednesday, I'll actually be over at the Racing Revolution. I'll be hosting a charity event on Thursday, and Saturday I'll be with the Graceland Shootout Series. Got plenty of things to do. Always looking for more leagues and broadcasters and producers as well. Guys, you think you got what it has? Check it out, simtracksbroadcasting.com. I've got definitely an application you can fill out there as well, and let's see what you can get, what you can bring to the table for sure. I definitely enjoy having people up here. I know Stella will be joining me for the next couple of days as well in the booth over at the Racing Revolution League. And if you guys are looking to join here for dirt or asphalt, check out C2CRL.com, and you'll be able to hang out with these guys out on the track and see if you can survive the big one here at Talladega. There have been a few of them here, but we're back under green with less than 10 to go. Chris Schaefer finally getting the lead back from what he had before. All right, see a little bit of damage to the back end of that 23 car, but the 911's about to add a little more to it. I don't blame him. I've done it before. Get right behind him and start shoving. The 75 of Steven Bixler, I think, is the one who wiped out Brandon Ishkanyon there, but he's got a lot of work to do. Keep an eye on the 75 here. He's in a bad spot. Yeah, Kyle Moonen hanging here toward the back. Kyle Moonen, one of our guys, a lap down, starting in 13th. The way he ran earlier in the race, he may be able to get that lap back before the caution comes out, get him back on the lead, and then it'll put him right back where he was before the caution. So, all right, here we go. Middle lane starting to form up here. Definitely taking a look here from the top. That puts Jason Sams into the lead. Jason Sams ducks down. If that were me, bad move, but here we go. Let's see if Brandon Dittmer can get a shot here from Joseph Canellis in the white Chevrolet. On the outside they go. Remember what I was saying about Kyle Moonen? Here he is on the outside, but he's already worked his way toward the front here. Let's kind of rotate toward the front clutch, as this is normally where the problems start. Kyle Moonen doing exactly what he needs to. He's run out of a friend in the back to help him give him a push here. So he ducks down closer to the rest of the cars to try to get that door draft. So he's able to survive and hang on, but he's got to be careful. It takes a lot of trust from these drivers out here for somebody not to really pick you. So now Brandon Dittmer's got the speed. The one rolls up the track, and we are back under caution. Man, Kyle Moonen only had about 5 more cars to pass to get back on the lead lap here. I'm unsure 100% here. Kind of what happened to this one. I think Gary Sigelkow might be in it. Trying to see where Mr. Sigelkow is out on the track. It's who it's saying it is. Let me see if we can find him. Oh man, it starts way beyond that. Looks like the 41 car somewhere in there. Pat Boyce. Kind of being in a lot of trouble here tonight. We'll give Pat Boyce the benefit of the doubt here as we roll this back for Malcolm's mill riding. Kind of a replay here and kind of take a look at what happened. If I'm not mistaken, that should be Pat Boyce actually here toward the center, rotating up on one of the Chapmans. Here toward the top. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know if he didn't see him there. I don't know what happened. Let's stop that before we get going here. Let's take another look at it and kind of see what happens here. Yeah, I believe that is Tim Chapman in the 37. See if we got a lane change here. Let's see if we can get another chopper view. Yeah, looks like Tim Chapman gives him the room here. Runs high line. See if he can catch up to Preston Kramer that's in front of him. Tim Chapman comes down just a hair, and yeah, I think these two just met. And then it started. Gary Sigelkow, you know where to go. I think that 25's got some heavy damage to the front of that race car. Hate to see it, but we're back under our 7th caution. 5 to go here. Looks like Gary Sigelkow is down pit road at this point. Neil Strausser and Tim Chapman are down pit road as well. Definitely can't be happy about that. We'll keep an eye out to see. I believe Kyle Moonen has fought his way back onto the lead lap here. So at least that may be a positive for one driver out there. Looks like Dwayne Simons has come back down pit road as well. Trying to see if he can square off a little more damage to that race car. He was hanging out there in that 13th position. Well, 12th position when he came down pit there. And he's going to have another shot at it here. But Tim Chapman in that 37 Chevrolet, man, it's just a tough one on that call. A lot of vehicles still down pit road. Jason Sams right now hanging in the 2nd position. Brandon Dittmer making the move so far. Joseph Canellis in 3rd. Jackson Lomax in 4th. Jackson Lomax is up 28 positions. Only one position more than Jason Sams in the 2nd position. He's up 27. Roger Craig, who was leading a little bit of that race back here in the 9th. He might be able to kind of tag team up with some of his buddies back here. Steven Bixler, another salty dog there with him. So the 747 and the 75. Hopefully maybe we'll see these two link here on these Chevrolets. Yeah, best times on the track right now. Super fast times. Jason Sams with a 51.21 there. Seem to have the race speed. You kind of see this one kind of boil down to the end of this race here. I know this is where tempers start to fly, and the key is everybody just has to be calm. Let the track and the race come to you. I know with less than 5 to go, that's when guys start pushing. Jackson Lomax, the only Toyota in the top 12 right now, in the front, sitting in 4th. The rest are compiled by Chevrolets and only 2 Fords. Jason Sam's hoping he can kind of link up here with the Toyota of Jackson Lomax in the 96 and see if these guys can go ahead and pull it out to a win here. The key is really finding a friend at this point. You need to find somebody you can trust and work with and get your way toward the front. You know, you're not going to win it here in this first lap. Where you place, where you choose to go is really going to be the determining factor. If I were Jason Sams and Jackson Lomax on the outside, stay on the outside. It'll form up here in about half a lap. You got the number 72 of Zach Chapman. He's looking to move forward as well. He won't give up on you. And then, you know, you guys, these guys will push their way toward the front, that outside 3. The key is they can't give up. As soon as somebody ducks out, it stalls the lane out again. So right now, toward the back, Chris Schaefer, pit on lap 45, trying to see if he can squeeze just a little extra here to get back toward the front, sitting here in 10th position. He's got a lot to prove. He's led part of this race. He's battled from the back to the front. Right now, he's just kind of battling like a seesaw here, but he's got to figure out how to get his way to the front. But Brandon Dittmer is going to start us off as we get this last 5-lap shootout here. 3 to go at the line as the 83 machine pushes his way out front. Jason Sams toward the top. Let's see if that 96 and if Zach Chapman is willing to work with him. A lot of shuffling there toward the back of the field. There it goes. Outside line is starting to form up and move. Let's stick with him here. Jason Sams enjoying the lead for now, but the inside line is going to form up. Looks like the 07 of Preston Cranmer lapped down, unfortunately, but he's fighting his way on the outside. Kyle Moonan's doing the same thing here toward the back. Keep an eye on him here. Oh, man. Zach Chapman getting super loose here. And here we go, stacking up, connection. Here we go. Man. Just when you think these guys were going to cut it out. And Chris Schaefer's involved. Out there in the chat, if there is a specific view you would like to see, I am taking requests. As this has definitely been a rough one for a lot of these drivers out here. I feel their pain on this one. I've been in these kind of races, and it's tough. It's tough to keep your head in the game. And, you know, when just caution after caution after caution. But let's take a ride here with Chris Schaefer here in the 23 Chevrolet. Yeah, he thought he was out of it and just continues, man. Just continues. Yeah, see, it looks like Roger Craig. I'm not sure if Roger Craig got a lot of smoke coming out underneath of the hood of the 747. I was going to say, actually, Chris Schaefer, I think we saw him connect with the wall here. And I think he got another lick right after that. Wink. All right, Stellar, you're looking for a view airborne. We'll try to get you a few angles here. Now let's take a look. I actually want to start back with the 96 machine of Jackson Lomax here. And let's take a look at kind of how him and Preston Cranmer got started on this. Preston Cranmer started that outside line. Now, you've got to be careful. Is one thing about the door draft is it'll actually start creating a vacuum. And what it'll do is it'll try to suck the middle car up. It'll try to pull the top car down. The key is you have to be ready for it. It's kind of like pulling up next to a semi-truck. Same thing. We're just going to add 100 miles an hour to it. Just 100 miles an hour. All right, let's get right to it. Let's look at Preston Cranmer here on the outside. And what'll end up happening is you actually see how Joseph Canellis there. You see how he's riding up the track, which creates that little bit of an air bubble, that air vacuum there, allowing the 96 to loosen up. The 96 loosens up, and he makes connection with Preston Cranmer, who's actually taken away some of that air behind him for the downforce. And when it starts taking the downforce away, it loosens the car up. Yeah, really, kind of a shame right there. Let me take another shot at that. Chris Schaefer made no connection here from this angle. The 23 clears it, but it bumps him there. So I don't know if I can agree with that. Kyle Moonen, he was on a tear here, getting his way back toward the front, but another pile up. Quick shout out there to Jeff Floro in the 200. He's still alive. We can roll it back one more time here. Kind of take a look at actually, I'll say where the 200 is. Let's take a look at Jeff Floro in the middle of this. Jeff Floro in the number 200 machine. Let's watch this one full speed here, Stella. This one's for you. Just when he thought he saw it clear, 96 comes back, and then he's just, yep, pinball. Yeah, a lot of drivers. You can just feel the frustration at this point, just from how many guys are out there, you know, still trucking around, still, you know, on the track, and others that just aren't. They just aren't. 8 cautions here so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is has been definitely a tangle up. I know out there in the chat and even in the C2C lounge, Brandon Ishkanyon was kind of giving a shout out how well these guys had come along. But I think it was normally for those for the normal 20 cars. I think about the 20, 25 cars that we have normally showing up. We got a few guys who did not. Dan McLaren, we don't see him here, which is kind of a bummer. But if I'm, hold on a second, is Roger Craig out there? He's still smoking. Oh man, yeah, Roger Craig's got some massive engine damage here. I think he's gonna try to ship it. Pace car lights are out. Kyle Moonen survives here toward the front. Interesting to see with him getting in that bang up there. No damage out of the 3. Didn't pit on 37, but we saw it take out Chris Schaefer. Yeah, definitely gotta love it, man. iRacing brings 34 guys into the same room, and there's only so much you can do. And 34 guys, we are seeing how many here on the track? 12 guys. Some of them are down pit road here. A good bit of them. Definitely hate to see it. Like Brandon Ishkanyon is still down pit road here. Trying to give it the college try. Almost 37 minutes down there. He may actually be helping out his team at this point. Maybe playing spotter at some point. Kind of a good team play there. Yes, out there in the chat, Stella RC. Roger Craig says I will finish. Yes, he will. He is going to try. Because if he comes down pit, it may hold him there. I would assume it's probably going to give him the meatball flag here. But he may launch that motor, and I'd do it in style at this point. Wow. One Ford survives here. Look, yeah, Roger Craig coming down pit. I think he didn't realize he's quite underpowered here. Jason Sams is the only Ford to survive out here on the track so far. I believe Neil Strausser in the 12. He's out there as well. Dwayne Simons and Jeremy Tate are the only Toyotas. I believe the top 8 are still on the lead lap. This has been the war of attrition here for a lot of these drivers. Joseph Canellis doing the great job here toward the front. Staying out of most of the wrecks here. Randy Shreves finally getting his break and battling his way toward the front. We're under green again. Now hopefully these guys can calm it down. I would much rather white flag and watch them kill each other than throw another caution here. 2 to go. Zach Chapman's still in it. The Young Gun Creations 72 machine still fighting down at the bottom, but he's got to maintain patience. I know he wants to move. Kyle Moonen now making a lane for himself, and that's exactly what Doordraft will do. Pulling his way through the vacuum here. Oh boy, hold on, Joseph Canellis, hold on. 56 of Randy Shreves ducks out, good job. They will survive. Right now, Zach Chapman getting a little wiggly. Kind of riding behind the 83 here. Jason Sams in the 911 pushing the 3 car. Good race as we get coming up to the white flag. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the end of the race is near. Right now, the top 4 here, Brandon Dittmer, Kyle Moonen, Zach Chapman, and Jason Sams. Randy Shreves may have to qualify for or settle for a top 5 here. Unless these guys kill each other. Well, they're going to try. 72 of Zach Chapman backs off a little bit. Try to get the aerodynamic bubble and give the 83 a shove. 83 losing a lot of speed here, but now is picking it up. Gets pinched by Kyle Moonen. 72 not happy, gonna shove him. And that is gonna do it for those guys. Zach Chapman holds on. Loses a ton of speed. Brandon Dittmer loses a ton of speed. Kyle Moonen cuts him off and takes the race win. And Jason Sams is going to settle for a second. Randy Shreves, who thought was going to be in 5th. Oh man, battles and gets a 3rd position. Wow. That was something there. That was something. I actually want to roll back just a little bit and take a look here at the Jason Sams Randy Shreves shot. Because they only finished about 1,000th of a second off of each other here for that last position. Let's see if we can talk as they come to the line. Man, that was close on that one. Let me see if we can take another peek here at the top. Yeah, Randy Shreves had it here. Boy, he had enough speed right here. Oof. Come on, you. Yeah. Jason Sams just barely beat him. Which puts Randy Shreves into the 3rd position. Alright, guys. Appreciate you hanging out here with me. We're going to go ahead and catch up with our race winners here tonight. Not too many survived. But regardless, they still did a great job out there. They were able to go ahead and kick it into high gear here and make a good showing here. At the end. I know hopefully Randy Shreves is going to go ahead and queue up here a little bit. I've got Jason Sams ready to go. And we'll see if Kyle Moonen can catch up with us here. But let's check with Jason Sams in the 2nd position here. Since he is ready to go. Jason Sams, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
How tired are you?
Jeez Louise, guy. Holy moly, my arms that was nuts.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I know here toward the end, you, dude, it looked like you had the win in the bag. Kind of what changed here right at the end?
You know, I just couldn't get a good connection with Randy behind me. And then Kyle, I believe that's who won the race, right?
Yep.
He just zoomed up the middle, so he took the third car away, and we just kind of slowed down, it's just unfortunate. But I'm happy to get a top 3. To Roger and the guys from the league, I want my coffee cup. I don't even know where I started at, but I finished second. That is some positions.
27 positions you went up.
Yeah, I need that coffee cup. That's what you get for doing that.
Yeah, you definitely did that one, man. It was definitely something as you kind of squeezed that on through, man. Dude, I thought you had it. Kyle Moonen kind of lane splitting there right at the end.
That was an insane move.
Yeah, it was a hairy move, man. But he went ahead and secured it, dude. But fantastic job tonight. Give me your shout outs here, bud. And let's go ahead and shut this one down.
I want to thank Clownhead Racing, Austin Marlette, Bryce Honstein, my stream, Dirty Dangles 75 on Twitch. You guys for putting on the show. Coast to Coast League for all the fun, and all the guys that raced tonight we ran 3 wide a lot, and it was great. I mean, we had some cautions, but the 3 wide action was great tonight. It's getting better and better every week.
From this angle, you guys drove better 3 wide than you did 2 wide.
I believe it. I saw it. I was first hand on track.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy. I loved I'm like, all right, guys, don't break apart. And then as soon as you guys settled down 2 wide, here we go. We're butchering each other to pieces. All right, Jason Sams, great job in the 911 car, bud, and can't wait to see what you got for us Thursday. Are we gonna try Xfinity?
Yeah, I'll make it this week.
All righty, bud. Talladega it will be again. So yeah, make sure you drink an energy drink or something, man. It's going to be a long one on that one, too.
I'll be talking to you hopefully again Thursday night.
All right, Jason. Good job, bud.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Jason Sams out there in the chat. Stellar. Yes, we can get a rundown of the top 10. Let me have a chat with our race winners here tonight, and then we'll catch back up with them and kind of give a boil down what we had here and actually give you the times at the end because I want to make sure it squares it all away. Let's go ahead and talk to Randy Shreves. We had a chat with him earlier in the night. Randy, dude, what a race.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. I normally don't do NASCAR stuff too often, and I actually just got this track right before the race, so this was my first time ever driving a truck on this track, and I got to say, I really liked it.
All right, man. Well, definitely don't let it shy you away. Normally, cautions don't come by the dozen. It should be few and far between, but I think just a couple of guys, including yourself, just new to it, and I think it's kind of pack riding gets a little weird, different than dirt. You guys have to send it into the turn, go as fast as you can, throw it in there. Asphalt it's a lot different, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot different. You just got to know when to push and when to give people room and just let people by you if you notice they're going by you. Just be patient and you'll find your way through.
Definitely, man, and it was something really. I hate to see that many holdups. So once it got 3 wide, you guys were racing amazing. You seem to hold your own out there, bud. You moved up 11 positions here tonight into the top 3. Fantastic job. Xfinities are actually on Thursday nights. You considering running that league?
I don't know. I might give it a shot. We'll have to see.
Okay, well, that's all right, man. I was gonna say Talladega after tonight. You've got to be tired. Let's go ahead and clear your mind and let you think on it there, bud. But go ahead and give me your shout outs for your 3rd place finish.
For sure. Definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, CD Cinematography, Coast to Coast for putting on this awesome league. You, Patrick, at Simtrax Broadcasting for the awesome broadcast, and everybody for watching.
All right, Randy Shreves, you got it down, bud. I'm impressed at your shout-outs every time I talk to you, man. You got them down. Great job tonight, Randy, and I will see you, if not Thursday, next week, bud.
All right, thanks, Patrick.
All right, everybody, there's Randy Shreves bringing us straight to our race winner here, Kyle Moonen. I've got a lot to talk to him about here in the race. Kyle Moonen, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Sorry, say that again.
There he is. He's got a copy. All right, man, dude, what a wild race. You came from a lap down or two and were able to come back and win the race. What was kind of the secret here?
Most of it's just being patient, trying to, make a move when you can. I know it didn't look like I had a whole lot of patience there at the end, but you really can't there. But, really it's just trying to be patient. Like at first I was kind of trying to be patient and got turned. I actually came down a lap down twice, I believe. But it's just, plate racing's kind of tricky.
Yeah, definitely depend a lot on the draft and working with everybody else. I noticed in the last caution you didn't end up in any damage there, and you were able to fight your way still back to the front. Started on the pole and won the race here tonight. Kind of, was there anybody out there that you knew you could trust to get around out there or you could work with?
I was trying to work with my teammates Brennan and Stephen Goldner and Barry Goldner, but I kind of started up front. They started more towards the back at the beginning, and then they both got caught up in multiple wrecks, and then Stephen was working with me there towards the end, but he was out of X's, I think it was. So kind of after that point, I was just hoping someone, would work with me in that 911. He did, right there at the end, and definitely gotta thank him for that, because he kind of, pushed me to that one and stuck with me.
Yeah, definitely. It was something to see here, man. That last move there right toward the end. Like I was telling the viewers out here, if you can make it to the white flag, I don't care what happens. Let's just go ahead and get it done. And you made that quick move there toward the inside and really left Jason Sams hanging out there, and that allowed Dittmer and Zach Chapman to kind of dial back there and really had a battle back through. But like I said, man, dude, what a wild race this was, starting on the pole and winning after going lap down a few times. That was something, bud. What a wild race it was, and especially, I believe, you coming off the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, the winner, bud.
Yeah, it was. What's funny about it, I raced pavement, came from asphalt, grew up around that, NASCAR stuff my entire life, and I didn't really get into the dirt racing heavily until I got on iRacing, and it's been kind of stuck ever since, but still fun to come back and run some pavement stuff. So.
All right, Kyle. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up, bud, from the Cool Ray Victory Lane. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs, bud, and let's get this one squared away for tonight.
Just got to thank all the guys at Vandybilt, Ross Krenn at Velocity Race Designs, you guys for the broadcast, Cool Ray for the sponsors. I always, not intentionally, forget them out, but they're definitely one of the biggest sponsors of the league, and got to thank them for everything they do. And Roger and Preston and John and everyone else that's involved in the league and helps keep it going. So.
Absolutely. All right, great job tonight, Kyle Moonen, dude. Fantastic job. And man, and one thing I got to tell you, I got 24 on my ticker. I got 72 next to your name here in Discord, and I got 3 on the track. You're killing me.
I know. They told me they might take the win from me, actually. They told me I got to change my number before next week, so we'll get it changed and go from there.
And man, if you got to get a spray can out, make it happen. All right, Kyle, great job tonight, bud.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, everybody, there is Kyle Moonen. Seeming so far so good. Let's go ahead and let's take a look back at our results here for the race. There so far. I know it's kind of silly, but right now I'm looking at the top 7 cars are the ones that survived. Staying on the lead lap. That was definitely a wild. This was a wild race. I mean, this is mind-blowing. How this turned out here. But Kyle Moonen, Jason Sams, Randy Shreves, Joseph Canellis, and John Rayner. 1 through 5, Brandon Dittmer, Zach Chapman, Dwayne Simons, Tim Chapman, and Neil Strausser. To the top 10, Jeremy Tate, Roger Craig. We saw him with a lot of smoke there. Still was able to stick it out there to 12th position. Stephen Bixler, Jackson Lomax, Chris Schaefer, Jacob Butcher, Barry Goldner, Preston Cranmer. We saw him in that giant pileup. Jeff Flaro in the 200, and Jeffrey Kemper in the 20. Let's rotate to the last back of the field here, guys. Taking a look at the top guys we have here so far: Christopher Berger, Terry Landis, Gary Sigelkow, Pat Boyce, Stephen Goldner, Bob Light. Very unusual for him, being 20 laps down. He just a magnet out there tonight. Bill Calder in the 27 machine, or back in the 27th position, the 325. Jack Hitt 28th, Brendan Lacey 29th, Brandon Ish Canyon in 30th. Now it's going to rotate us to Dean Meitzler in the 31st, Roland Olson 32nd, and I think these last couple of guys, Doyle Lowrance and Brian Dickens, they weren't out there long. I know they tried. I know Doyle did pit on lap 12, and I think that just kind of did it in for him. Wow, what a race it was here, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. It was definitely a tough one. It was a tough one. There were a lot of guys pushing their way around out there. Stella, I appreciate you hanging in there as well as my wife. I see you out there in the chat. Your favorite paint scheme out there won it here tonight, and he seemed to get it done. He knew exactly what he needed to do. It just it took a lot longer than we expected. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. Don't forget, we got tomorrow. We've got the Coolray Hometown Heroes. Those guys are going to be running the 305s, the 360s, and the 358 big blocks. Shifting back and forth between those starting tomorrow. On Wednesday. Thursday, I will actually be holding a charity event on Thursday for Bikes for Tykes, so I will not be there for the Xfinity Series. If I'm able to squeeze in, I will, but I'm going to try. But we'll give it a shot. But they will be the Xfinities on the Flatline Racing Bodies Thursday Night Thunder. Also, Marty Zacala will be out for that as well. So you will be spending most of your time with Travis Piercefield. He's a good call up there. I'm sure you'll enjoy him just as well as you guys enjoy me. But C2CRL.com, always join there. That's where you'll find everything going on, including your favorite drivers, the picks, the points, everything. Everything they got going on, including their schedule. If you're looking to join them. If you're looking to get help on the racing school schedule, check them out. Everybody, at C2C. Don't forget to check out SimTracksBroadcasting.com if you want to follow me. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, I'm everywhere, guys. But don't forget, where we came from tonight. We're bound to move up from here. But appreciate it, everything you guys do and joining me here tonight. But be well, be safe, be kind. Bye, guys.